listening to the annual Super Awards Round podcast, where myself, John Mugiwara Jam, and my friends, Jad Peanuts.
Can I live in your mindset? Because I was so much happier before I ever found out about the Unfunnies.
Rudy Bo Booty.
Please just say the word penis. Just please say the word penis instead.
Prince Luffy.
Sometimes you need to just talk to Godzilla. Godzilla just needs a hug.
And Christine.
Look at this little freaking bean.
All get together and discuss the things we enjoyed and the things we also didn't enjoy in the past year, while we also reward the best and the worst things that come from that year. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Our next category is, Luffy, you wanted to read this one?
Yes, Poorest Little Meow Meow. The saddest, most pathetic, wettest little boys and girls that you could find.
I shouldn't have taken a sip of my Coke when you were reading this. Dang it.
Oh, I love that you added wet to the description.
Their wet little eyes and somehow soggy appearances even when dry.
And remember, before we get spoilers for the shows 911, Creature Commandos, Don Da Don, Delicious in Dungeon, Has Been Hotel, Invincible Fight Girl, the movie Inside Out, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and the video games Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Refantazio.
We warned you, you don't get to bitch at us for spoiling stuff, okay?
Check the description, skip next category if you don't want to be spoiled.
All right, our first nominees, should I just list all of them and then we do it, right?
All of them in order.
Our first nominee is from me. It is Evan Buckley from 911. Don't call him Evan. The next one is the Creature Commandos, parentheses, any of them, from Creature Commandos. Then we have Ken Okarun Takakura from Don Da Don. Marcel Donato from Dunmeshi, Delicious in Dungeon. Sir Pentius, I don't watch Has-Been.
Sir Pentius from Has-Been Hotel. Thank you.
Birdie from Invincible Fight Girl. I like her hair. Anxiety from Inside Out 2. I also like their hair. Eric Tomizawa from Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. And Haizme Noctul from Metaphor Refantazio. And finally,
he's a bat.
He's a bat.
It's a bun.
Agent Stone from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But really, you can argue any of them.
This is absolutely a perfect lineup.
It really is. So, Luffy, do you want to go first? Because I would like to do the Creature Commandos. So,
yeah.
Do you want to do Evan?
Your nomination.
I think this category exists because of Buck.
My baby man. Okay. So,
don't ever change, Luffy.
This year, I got into 911, and I binged the entire show in, like, I don't know, a week. Less than that, probably.
Jesus.
It is a fantastic show. It is a procedural that focuses on first responders. And it is created by Tim Minear and Ryan Murphy of Nip Tuck and Glee fame.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It is an extremely dramatic, oftentimes very, very silly procedural. I'm talking at one point there is a shark on the freeway and it makes sense.
Sharknado.
That actually happens. I've seen some of 911. What happens is they were trying to transport the shark back to the ocean.
Yes.
And something happened. The shark got out of the tank and somebody ended up
and bit one of its handlers. And
that's great.
Okay, so Buck is one of the leads. He is a soggy, wet little man in his early 20s. When we're introduced to him, he's a really annoying himbo man slut. And as he describes himself that way. I don't know how else to put it. Then he goes through what he calls a software upgrade. and he starts calling himself Buck 2.0. And going on from there, we learn a lot about Buck. Buck is desperate for affection. He is literally the human equivalent of a golden retriever. He has shitty parents who he later learns created him as a savior sibling for his brother. And he never knew he had a brother or why his parents didn't like him his entire life, because despite them creating him in a test tube, the graft failed to take and his older brother died. So he spent his entire life not knowing why he's hated.
Jeez, what shitty parents.
They are horrible parents. They also...
Shitty parents are going to be a theme in this award show.
Pretty much
It usually is.
Pretty much everybody in the 118 has shitty parents, but Buck throughout the show is probably the one who gets the most near-death experiences. First, he's crushed by a fire truck on one of his legs. Then he tries to sue the department specifically to get his job back, and then is sad when all of his friends are upset with him. And looks like this. This is actually from that arc. Then he gets trapped in a tsunami with his best friend. I put in quotes because no two men are more gay than these two men, and if they don't go canon this season, I'm rioting. But that he gets trapped in a tsunami with the disabled child of his bestie, who is swept away, and he spends half the episode like thinking that this kid is dead, and his best friend's like little son, who he basically co-parents, is dead, and is just a sobbing, horrible beast. And when Eddie gets buried underground, he claws at the dirt with his bare little hands, screaming his name. Very straight behavior. Basically, he has been on the hamster wheel, cycling through love interests for 7 seasons. All he really wants is a family. All he wants is people who love him. And his need for acceptance and family and love is just so visceral, and it is part of the tragedy of the fact that him and Eddie haven't gotten together yet, because honestly, they've already made a family and they just haven't realized it because they're both stupid. But I don't know. When I first saw the show, in the first episode or two, I fucking hated Buck. He was honestly annoying. I don't take well to showy jock types, but as soon as they started peeling the layers of this onion back, I became obsessed. And Buck is now probably one of my favorite characters of all time. Oliver Stark is fantastic in the role. And until you see this man repeatedly, they always cover him in dirt and have him screaming and wet. And it's just fantastic. He's bloody and dirty, and it's great.
Are we sure this category is not the wettest little meow meow?
I don't know why I don't know why they keep putting that man in water. Like,
because he's attractive.
It is because he's hot.
Come on,
it is because he's hot.
A fish. Because he's a fish and needs to breathe.
Because he's a fish.
Okay.
No, he's a golden retriever. That it is canon to people literally call him a golden retriever. And I don't know how to explain this, but stills have been leaked from like the next episodes where like Eddie is possibly like leaving. Like he's not leaving the show for sure, and he's saying goodbye to him in the goddamn rain and watching him drive away. Like, I don't know how more wet and pathetic you could get. He's literally in the rain. I like watching a big man be sad and cry.
All right, so
those are 3 qualities you find in for a man, Luffy: wet, desperate, and slutty.
I mean, honestly, I could do like less. Like, I prefer him after his software upgrade, when he becomes like just very obsessively dedicated and a serial monogamist. It's a lot more fun.
Okay, so I feel like this one is kind of cheating, but hey, it's our award show. But John nominated all the Creature Commandos from the show Creature Commando. So I've noticed something about James Gunn when it comes to his characters.
He also likes sad, wet people.
He does.
Basically, because I think the show could have been called Monsters Need Therapy, because not a single one of these characters. Oh my god. Okay, so
Yeah, what's
First
going
off,
on with
let's-
Five Nights at Freddy's on the far right?
wait, what?
Oh my god,
That's
what the hell is
Weasel.
that? I'm sorry, babe. What is that?
Okay, that is
Christine,
Weasel.
you watched the Suicide Squad, didn't you? He was in there.
AKA
Did I?
John Doe.
Yeah.
minute.
Nobody knows really where he came from, but one day Weasel was found by some kids, and kids, they see an animal like, hey, let's feed it. Weasel becomes their friends. Some fucking numbnuts at the school, who should have been fired, left the school open while these kids are playing in the back, and another numbnuts sees Weasel and's like, oh, this creature's obviously dangerous, takes a gun to a school. The kids are downstairs, I think, in the boiler room. They find matches.
God,
They
what the
accidentally set things on fire. The school goes up in smoke. Weasel's trying to get the kids out, and the police start shooting at him.
Oh, can he not Oh yeah, because I did
He
see
can't
this
speak.
character. He can't speak. He can't
Weasel
speak.
can't
Okay.
talk.
Weasel can't talk at all. And nobody knows who he is or what his real name is. They call him John Doe. He has a lawyer who literally calls him John. Okay, Dr. Phosphorus. Oh my god. Okay, so
Oh,
His-
are we
this is-
going? Are we going to that's the Flamey Man?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's try
Flaming
to
Man.
keep them as brief as we can, because we have to go through all of them for
Okay.
this one.
So Rupert Thorne, the mob boss, hired him to do some sort of test for him, and to get him to stay and I guess to do what he did, he kills his wife and young child, covers his hands in their blood to make it look like he did it, and then to add insult to injury, they throw him into the nuclear power machine they were making, thinking it would kill him.
That
It didn't.
explains a
He
lot.
was turned into that.
Okay.
Now, okay. Now the bride, holy crap. We're going to get into her a little bit more later too, because
It applies
comes
to a
in
future
with-
category.
Yeah,
Why don't we just go maybe in order? So go to
General Flagg Sr. Is the father of General Flagg Jr.
Okay.
So he lost his son. The bride was, created to be the bride of Frankenstein.
yes.
John, do you want me to wait
Yes.
until Cucky Ducky to explain?
Wait until
Yeah,
that
okay, I'm gonna
category
wait.
is important.
All right, but so I'm just gonna say that she and Frankenstein didn't really get along. She's been around for 200 years. Frankenstein will not leave her the fuck alone. This guy's literally stalking her throughout decades.
That's
Longest time
GI
spent not getting a clue. He holds the record.
Yeah. GI Robot was created for one thing and one thing only, and that is to kill Nazis. He was created for World War II, and see, the thing was after the war, he couldn't do it anymore. He just wants to kill Nazis, okay? Just let him kill some Nazis. It makes him so
He'd
happy.
be occupied today.
Oh god, Nina.
Yeah.
So Nina was a human, and have you ever seen a baby that was born with their heart outside of their
No.
body?
Yes.
That
No,
No,
but
that's
that
a-
sounds,
that's
that
a-
sounds terrifying.
It is. That's a thing that's happened before. That happened to Nina, but it was her lungs. Her lungs didn't form inside her, they formed outside her. Her
Oh.
father was a brilliant scientist, and he's like, yeah, Nina's going to be okay. The mom couldn't handle it. She leaves. Well, he tries to save Nina by, I think, splicing her DNA with something.
Obviously something aquatic.
Yeah, we'll see. It worked a little too well, and she became Fish Girl. She was bullied mercilessly throughout her life. She later leaves her father because she thinks she is a burden to him.
Aw.
And then they capture her. Her father tries to go to her to say, you never were a burden. They kill her father right in front of her.
Dude.
Mm.
Yeah.
Real quick, you said everybody's monsters. What is sexy in the middle? What is he just a monster theoretically?
No, he's in charge of the monsters.
Okay. Monster Wrangler.
He's a normal. Yeah, basically, I feel out of all of them, Flagg has. He does have trauma from losing his son, but I feel the rest of them, it's just a million times worse.
Yeah.
Especially the bride,
definitely.
because she's the oldest of all of them.
This show does sound fun.
Yeah.
I do want to watch it.
You would really like it, Luffy. I know
you would
would.
love
It is a great start to the new DCU.
And again, that's why we couldn't choose just one of them, because all of them have so much baggage.
That's so much
Just let them
fun.
rest.
Honestly, I could have done the same thing with the 118, but I picked Buck because he's the most
I
pathetic.
actually picked Dr. Phosphorus because Weasel's backstory is in another category. So I was just like, but then I saw Nina's and I was like, no, all of them. Which Creature Commando? Yes.
I think Nina's the one that kind of made it all of them, just because it tells, like, the show tells the story, like, each of their backstories through, like, different episodes.
Mhm.
So you just get a view of how terrible and awful their lives have been, and it's really heartbreaking at some points.
Okay.
And hopefully they're
Is it-
finding community through each other, maybe.
Hopefully. We are getting another season.
Cool.
Yes. Good. Who
Thank
wants
God.
to explain why Okaroon from Dondadon's here?
I haven't seen it yet, so I think that's you, Boo.
John, you go, because I just went.
Okay, Okaroon, I kind of relate to in a way because I grew up not having friends for most of my childhood life, and that's basically how you're introduced to him. He's into the UFO cult, and that kind of drives people away from wanting to be around him up until the series starts. And even after he does gain a friend in Momo, he has a very, very, very difficult time letting out his feelings, and he commonly gets into like misunderstandings between her. And it's just, I nominated him because I saw myself in him. So yeah, so he's basically just he is a poor little Meow Meow. It feels a little unfair because he's a kid, but like it is one of the emotional focal points at the beginning of the series. So I couldn't ignore it.
I totally get that. It's really too bad that like he can't like universe crossover to Mob Psycho. He would have done very well meeting Tomei. They would have had a lot of fun talking about aliens.
Okay.
I just want to add, what I do also like about Ken is, despite like being alone and being kind of bullied, he's still like a nice guy. He's trying to be a good person. And I think that just means, it's like, despite being like kind of kicked around a lot, he's like, I'm still going to at least try, which I appreciate.
Luffy, do you want to talk about why Marcel Donato is the biggest fail girl of 2024?
Oh, God.
I can. I mean, I find that Marcel is both a fail girl and like just incredibly unhinged in like a very sexy way. But okay, so for anybody who hasn't seen Dunmeshi, she is essentially the mage of the group. You'd think she might be a healer. She's not. She likes to blow things up. I think that honestly, I don't know how to articulate her failhood, because she does a lot of really badass things, but like everything that she does is super illegal. She's like,
I'm sorry, I had to walk out of the room for a second. What did I miss?
We're talking about Marcel.
We're talking about Marcel.
Okay, good.
Like, baby girl is just, she's been alive for a few hundred years, so she's been around the block, but not really. She was raised extremely sheltered, and she doesn't seem to take very well to dungeon life. Everything like upsets her. She doesn't like monsters. She definitely doesn't like eating them. She's constantly annoyed with everyone around her. She has terrible taste in books. Like, I don't know why she's reading those things. They're basically Twilight for elves. And she keeps getting herself into increasingly strange situations. But the second that her friend is eaten, she's on top of it, and her and Laios are so funny. Like, they're just like, let's just commit a little necromancy, like, as a treat. All of that's completely illegal. She shouldn't be doing any of this. And I mean, like, you guys can expound. I really don't know how to.
Most of the time, she like whenever they make a new dish, she's whining about it, and even if she ends up liking it anyway, she still finds a reason to whine about it.
Yeah, she does. She likes to. She's a complainer, and I also just enjoy her deep love for gossip.
And you would think that would get annoying in the series, but no, it's funny every time.
Yeah, it's always cute. I actually just consistently. I like that she's kind of like, if Hermione Granger were more interesting and also went off the rails.
Yeah. I feel like also, in a way, I feel she has a valid point to sort of question, like, eating the monsters. Like, I get sort of why she is the way she is. I mean, she's making, like, some valid points, but at the same time, it's like, we don't have money for food if we can make, cook the monsters. And she'll even admit, like, if the food is good. It's just she'll whine.
Like, I feel like both her and at many times Chill are like the epitome of that Bob's Burgers meme that's like, fine, I'll go, but I'm going to complain the whole time.
Yeah. I see where she's coming from the first couple of times, but like after the fifth or sixth one, it's like, all right, come on.
You should trust Senshi by now. Just trust him. But I also love like what I don't know. Like, have any of you read the manga?
No, but
I haven't just finished the anime. I'm only
care if I spoil? So I should not.
Yes, I do. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil
it.
Don't spoil it.
I won't say anything then. But her take on aesthetics are very interesting.
Oh boy.
Later.
Okay, so hold on.
Ready for this, I guess.
Who nominated Serpentious?
That would be me.
Dad.
Yeah,
the only one here who likes that
show.
Okay, so this is my turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Make your case.
So Pretentious is a sinner who wants to be an overlord. Now, the way I should probably extend the hierarchy in hell a little bit, you think, or
if you can.
I mean, I haven't seen the show, so like I guess
you
a
can
little
try.
bit.
Make your case.
Yeah, so
are overlords like archangels?
No. So sinners are basically people that were alive but were condemned to hell, and then so the most they can make out of it is try to become overlords, like control certain sectors of the Pride Ring, which is where all sinners reside in, and you can be a sinner that controls the entire porn industry, weapons, etc. And so Pretentious wants to be an overlord, but he constantly loses against everyone, no matter how ridiculous and over the top his inventions are, or how mass-produced his egg minions are.
So he became a middle manager in hell, and he's trying to climb the corporate ladder.
Yep. And out of desperation, and Alistair's one of Alistair's rivals, I believe it was Victor, one of the thieves who controls television in hell.
Fox.
Yeah, Fox, who hires Pretentious to be a quote-unquote sinner who wants to be redeemed. But when he's accidentally busted, and Fox just leaves him, and so Pretentious starts begging, saying sorry. And Charlie sings a song about how sorry is the first step to redemption. And throughout the series, he also develops a crush on his former rival, Cherry Bomb, as he tries to impress her. And I won't spoil it, but don't get too attached to Serpentious.
Is it Serpentious or is it Serpentious? Because that's written in the
Serpentious,
right?
Pentious.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Next is Birdie from Invincible Light Girl, which I think I'm the only one that watched that. So
yeah, I'm going to watch it soon. So
highly recommend. A great show. It's
getting a second season.
Oh, is it? Thank goodness. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank God. That I would have been so mad. Okay, so Birdie is, I don't know if she's the biological or adopted child of Rough and Tumble, who are these. So I should probably explain the plot behind Invincible Fight Girl briefly. Basically, it's about this girl whose dream is to become a professional wrestler, which is basically an anime fighter in this world. And it basically rules the entertainment world. But her parents are accountants, and their dream is for her to become an accountant. An accountant for the wrestlers.
Family business.
So she basically gets into a fight with these pro wrestlers after mismanaging their account, and then she basically leaves town to become a wrestler. And one of the things that she tries to train under her idol, but her idol won't do it until she learns how to do the perfect strike 10 times on this machine that would counter it. So she tries to go to a town where her mentor's former rivals live, but apparently they divorced. They divorced and formed these two warring factions called the Finger and the Toe Clan, I believe it was called. And
the mentors are divorced and now they're fighting about it.
Like
That's beautiful.
this married couple were this tag team wrestling faction that went up against her mentor, but they lost terribly to her to the perfect strike, and their marriage fell apart because they kept arguing about what about their technique was lacking. One says, "Oh, we need to be stronger with the finger." Other one said, "We need to be stronger with the toe," and it literally created a war. Poor Birdie was their adopted child, and they got so wrapped up in their shit, forming a literal finger and toe clan, that they basically neglected this poor child.
Wow.
And that caused her to become heavily traumatized. And later in the episode, as the conflict goes on, she turns into a giant hulking monster and rages around the town.
Okay.
Even after,
Wait.
That deserves. She's allowed.
Yeah.
She's allowed.
Wait. I thought they were accountants.
no, the main character's parents are accountants, not this poor Meow's parents.
Oh.
Like Birdie's parents were the two that are warring with each other after they divorced.
Okay, I was like, did they start wrestling and then divorce? I got a little confused for a second. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I skipped a couple of steps maybe. And even after she's wrecking the town, they're like, "Oh no, it's a monster! It needs to be stopped." It's like, bitch, that is your daughter. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sometimes you need to just talk to Godzilla.
Yeah,
Godzilla just needs a hug.
And boy, does Birdie ever need one.
Aww.
Anxiety. Who nominated Anxiety from Inside Out 2? I think
that was me.
This is the only Disney nominee, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right, so Austin, make the case.
Okay, so Anxiety comes to existence in Inside Out 2 after Riley accidentally embarrasses herself against the most popular girl at hockey camp. And at first, Anxiety is a really big fan of Joy and is eager to please and so she can carry her weight. But she begins to get nervous for the future, especially since Riley is going to a different school from her friends. She insists Riley should make new friends and so no time at hockey camp. And it gets to the point where she starts to get over control and thinking that Riley needs to be more adult and even locks up the main 5 emotions. And she starts panicking and thinking, what if it gets to the point where in the finale, she begins frantically poking out the emotion control panel to the point where she starts spinning around it in a whirlwind, like the Flash. So when you get inside, she's just frozen in place with a tear coming down her eye. And it's like, yeah, that's me working a busy shift in retail by myself.
Yeah, and I concur. By the way, I put in chat if anyone wants to see what Birdie looks like hulked out after she couldn't take being neglected anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yo.
Ooh, I like it. Bust it up, girl.
So yeah, she's a bit of a control freak like Joy is, only with a lot more caffeine.
Okay, Austin, you can back me up on the next nominee. Eric Tomizawa from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. He is one of the new party members that befriends Ichiban when he goes to Hawaii to look for his mom. He's the taxi cab driver who picks him up because he's the only one who speaks Japanese and English. But it turns out he works for Yutaka Yamai's small Yakuza syndicate in Honolulu, and he holds him up at gunpoint. And and after fighting with him, he takes his envelope that has his mother's address to where he's going and swallows it.
He eats it.
Yeah, he swallows it.
Okay.
So that is so Mac McDonald from Always Sunny coded.
Yeah, so Why is Eric Tomizawa nominated for Poorest Little Meow Meow? Well, he has a really sad backstory. One day he got really drunk and hit on a woman who was already dating someone, and that boyfriend beat the living shit out of him.
Oh no!
In an alleyway. The woman that he was hitting on quickly broke it off with him, and then they ended up hooking up, and then they started dating, and 6 months later they had a child.
Oh.
And then
Wait.
As time went on, Tomizawa was put on a job by his boss, Yutaka Yumai, to rob the CEO of a real estate company. But the job went south, and he was framed for it, despite there being absolutely no evidence against him, when the true culprit was, in fact, Dwight Mendez, the Barracuda crime syndicate, who's played by Danny Trejo in the English version. He used fake witnesses and the aid of a police officer to build the case against him. And Tomizawa went to prison for 5 years, which would eventually became 15 had he pledged innocence. Unfortunately, once he only had one visitor in prison, and it was his girlfriend Marie, who had told him 6 months ago she miscarried. And likely due to extreme stress, and then they never saw each other ever again.
That sucks.
And once he got out of prison, he wanted revenge against Dwight, so he spent what little money he had left on a gun to shoot him, but he started to get cold feet because he's pretty cowardly in the game.
But he finds his courage later on, though, through hanging out with Ichiban. Because Ichiban is positively infectious.
So after spending and what money he had to get a loan out from let's see, what was the name of that gang? It was a syndicate that he now owes step to.
The Yamai Syndicate.
Yeah, the Yamai Syndicate. And that was him.
Okay, let's that's basically his backstory, because like he's not a poor little meow meow after being with Ichiban, but his backstory is really fucking tragic. And yes,
he also was clearly betrayed because it is actually not uncommon in the Yakuza for actually also in South Korean gangs too, for like lower downs to like take the
blame.
To take responsibility and go to jail, but they're supposed to be treated well when they get out. Like the gang comes in, like fucking picks them up and shit, and like the fact that they didn't, like,
yeah, it's actually it's good that you say that, because it's a nice parallel to Ichiban, where in the previous Yakuza game before this one, Ichiban goes to prison for 20 years, and when he gets out, no one's waiting for him.
Yeah, sometimes that happens, but usually it's because like either they've been betrayed or the gang like has, been broken up. Yeah,
because at least Kiryu had people pick him up when he came out of prison in 2005, but Ichiban had no one.
Aww.
And speaking of tragic backstories in a Sega game, I bring you all to Heizmei Noctool. Heizmei is a Ujif, which is basically a race of bat people. They're not nocturnal. They can't exist out in the light. But they don't really, because one of the big themes of Metaphor Fantasio is racism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so Heizmei is he had a son. Unfortunately, I say had, because when in the arc where he's introduced, he reveals that his son had passed away, and not from illness or anything. Apparently, in the village he was in, his son was nearby when a Parapus, which is a race of dog people, started a riot in one of the towns, and apparently it turned into an all-out brawl. Unfortunately, his son got caught in the crossfire and was beaten to death.
Oh God!
Damn, that's what I missed.
He explains this in grave detail. Unfortunately, he's like it's like by the time he even had gotten word that it happened, his son had already been dead for hours. He finds his son in the pool of his own blood, and nobody helped him because Ujifs are one of the heavily discriminated against races in Metaphor. So. And what's worse, too, is he goes into hiding inside the den of a sandworm, and then outside the town where he does this, he is framed for the disappearance of missing children. Why? Because he's a fucking Ujif. That's why no one cares. which is how the party goes to find him, because they're in the tournament for the throne. They want to present a head, because one of the first legs of the tournament is present a head of a beast to make your case. So they go and hunt him because they get word of missing children. He's framed for those missing children. And of course, he's not. Why?
Oh,
do you remember that freak baby thing from earlier?
Oh God.
It's quote unquote mother has been feeding the kids to that, and he got the blame for it.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my God.
So that's
Look at his face. He's so innocent looking. He's so cute.
I'm
That is
maybe
sad.
maybe this or will or not ruin that image for you, Luffy. He has the voice of a 50-year-old British man.
I like that. That's fun.
He may think he has like a little scrimbler voice, but he's like, I am my Noctool.
I
Yeah, I've
did
heard
hear
his voice.
a little bit of his voice in the one scene. Actually do like it.
God, I cannot
I strongly
wait
recommend
to
it.
play this
All right,
game.
and our final nominee, three of us, or maybe actually four of us, can attest to this one. Agent Stone from the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
Woo!
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
Like he's
my
the
God.
biggest.
This man needs a new job.
He doesn't want a new
Yeah.
job because he wants Robotnik to fuck him so bad it makes him look stupid.
And I'm not ready to deny that, because I don't think that that's not the answer. I think he literally enjoys being the sub of this relationship.
He's clearly in love with him. Like,
He's his Smithers.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh my
so-
God, he is Mr. Smithers to Jim Carrey's Robotnik.
He is. That's like perfect.
so yeah, I'm sure like for any, people watching who maybe haven't seen the Sonic movies, Agent Stone was created for them as Dr. Robotnik's sidekick, essentially his assistant. But he's he follows that man around like the most grateful little slave that you might ever meet. He just accepts all of this abuse because he thinks Robotnik is brilliant, and he's clearly just like madly in love with him. And he subjects himself to so much just because he's into like Robotnik. And I think that his behavior is just so funny and fantastic and also pathetic.
He is way more entertaining than Robotnik's actual sidekicks in the games. Who gives a fuck about Cubot and Orbot?
Honestly, I would like to see them adapt him to like some of the animated stuff in the games. He's great.
I want Agent Stone in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Oh my God. That would be hysterical.
I think his actor brings so much to it. Like I just think it's so great that like when Robotnik is like on another fucking planet for Sonic 2, he kept his whole lab like together just cause. Like,
yeah, he turns it into a coffee shop.
But he still kept it intact.
Yep.
But he also still remembers Robotnik's coffee order. Like
he loves the way he makes them.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
All right, that's our nominees. So we have 4 votes. Who wants to vote first?
Oh boy.
I'll go first. All right. Obviously, Buck. Agent Stone.
Yes.
The Creature Commandos. You guys convinced me. And Marcel.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I will. I choose the Creature Commandos, Eric Tomisawa, Agent Stone, and let's see, and Shiny.
All right. I am going to put my votes towards Heismay, because his backstory, out of all the sad ones, me personally, I think his sucks the most.
Oh yeah.
Birdie, Tomizawa, and part of me wants to vote for Agent Stone, but I think he likes being the poor little Meow Meow. I think he likes it.
That's true. He does seem to like it.
And okay, I did the Creature Commandos because I couldn't pick. Christine, you want to go?
I guess so. Agent Stone. What is the kid from Dun's name again?
Okaroon.
Thank you. Ken. Jeez. Again, the Bat character. What's his name? Thank you. Yes, that's 3. I guess guy from Yakuza. Sorry, I'm blanking on these guys.
Eric Tomisawa.
Yeah, we went too fast.
All right, there's a 3-way tie between the Creature Commandos, Heismay, and Agent Stone, and I think Rudy's going to have to be the one to break it.
Okay. Oh god, this is hard. I think, despite me thinking all the Creature Commandos are in desperate need of therapy, weighted blankets, and cookies, I think I have to give it to Heismay. Because my movie teacher said, no parent should outlive their kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. And just having your child taken away from you too early is not something any parent should go through. But then being blamed for something he had no, he didn't do.
Not to mention just adds insult to. Not to mention his son didn't die because of racism, but no one helped him because of it.
Yeah. So I think it's Heismay.
All right. So Heismay was the first one.
Cred.
You got 3 more votes.
You know what? I'll give it to Evan, just because I think Luffy made a very good argument for his character.
His name is Buck, but thank you.
Ken, Takahura from Don, and I'll say Eric from Like a Dragon, because that was also a pretty
oh my god, Eric Tomizawa won.
He did? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Everyone voted for him. I think.
Didn't. His story was sad. It was heartbreaking.
Man, he beat I thought Heisman's was more tragic, but you guys vote. It's a Democratic vote, so.
Well, see, I was gonna vote for the Creature Commandos, but then we'd have a tie.
Yeah.
This has nothing to. I should feel the need to add this. This has nothing to do with him being a little meow meow, but I don't want everybody to think that I'm being like one of those people who's just shipping slash stuff, which I do, but whatever. But Buck is canonically bisexual. I just do want to add that.
Yes.
And if he doesn't hook up with Eddie for real in the next season, Tim Minear, I'm coming for you. I'm coming. I'll be in your walls.
Luffy will find out where you live, dude.
I'm gonna make it look like an accident.
I won't even be the only one. I'll be just living in his walls with 5 other people that I know.
Living in his walls.
Oh, Luffy never changed.
I'm gonna haunt him.
Congratulations to Eric Tomizawa from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. You are our poorest little meow meow of 2024. Okay, so next category. This was my category, so I think I'll read off the nominees. Most punchable face.
Most punchable face.
Okay.
Spoilers.
I'm
The
definitely
Boys.
making the argument for the first guy.
You're the only one who's watched The Boys. I think so. Spoilers for The Boys, Creature Commandos, Don, Invincible Fight Girl, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantazio, and The Penguin. The nominees are Homelander from The Boys.
Uh-oh.
All right. It is still loading for me.
Eric Frankenstein from Creature Commandos. The Serpo from Don.
I don't like that
Oh,
thing.
dear Lord.
Craig from Invincible Fight Girl. Don Corneo from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Eiji Mitamura from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Matusha Morris from Metaphor Refantazio. And Oswald Cobb, the Penguin, from The Penguin.
All right. So, Luffy, do you want to go first?
May as well go in order, so why not?
Okay, fine. All right. So imagine if Superman was created in a lab by a bunch of assholes trying to make the perfect human being, and they came up with the worst worst creature that you have ever set eyes on. And I guess imagine if Donald Trump was a superhero.
He looks more like JD Vance, but JD Vance without the beard.
Or Elon Musk. Basically, Homelander is considered like what makes it worse is that he is considered the savior. He is like, the PR has made him the hero of America, but he is a racist, misogynistic, like, asshole. He is indiscriminately murders anybody that upsets him. For years, his ex, Maeve, didn't feel comfortable letting him know who her girlfriend was. Not because she was ashamed of being queer, but because the last guy that he thought that was interested in her, he broke into pieces and left in different places so that she would get the message. One of the most, like, character-defining moments for Homelander is I think it's Flight 213 is the number, but they're on this plane and they're going to save it. He's all like, "I'm here, citizens. I'm here to save you. This plane going down. I'm going to kill the terrorists." And he gets them with his laser eyes, and it goes through the panel, like the flight panel. And he doesn't know how to fly a plane. Of course he doesn't, because he's a fucking idiot. So he decides they're just gonna bail. So he just bails. He bails. And this entire flight of people crashes and dies.
Oh my God.
He then uses this as leverage for the government to allow superheroes, soups, into their ranks because he's a piece of shit. Also, he has a really weird relationship with this woman named Madeline Vaught during the first season where he's like, it's like a caregiver little relationship with like a lactation fetish.
What?
He's a creepy ass little dude, and he's very jealous of her actual baby.
What the fuck?
He also fucks a Nazi for most of season 2.
Okay.
Homelander.
Okay, so Elon Musk.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry.
He is just like.
I knew he was bad, but Jesus, I didn't know how bad he was. He does get his ass beaten a few times, though, doesn't he?
Barely. The problem with Homelander, and the reason, like, I mean, the entirety of the boys was founded by Butcher, and Butcher hates Homelander because he raped his wife.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, what?
And he thinks that afterwards that his wife died. But in reality, she actually had Homelander's child and went into hiding to get away from him. In the comics, his wife does die because Homelander's evil baby rips its way out of her womb.
That's nice.
Garth Ennis has something wrong with him. I honestly love this show, but Homelander is meant to be enigmatic of everything wrong with infinite power and fame. Literally physical power. And the fact that they are struggling to find a way to kill him, because how can you kill somebody who's essentially a living nuke with the personality of Elon Musk? It's like that's the tragedy and the fear of the whole thing.
No, even after all that, he still sounds more charismatic than Elon.
Honestly, yeah, he has better PR, but he's like in private, he's a very terrible man. Like, I don't know. He does make the Deep eat the octopus that he was sleeping with, which was interesting. And the Deep can hear. He's Aquaman essentially, and he makes him eat like a live octopus to prove like his like loyalty.
I don't think I'm ever gonna watch this show.
Honestly, it is a fantastic fucking show.
But this is just, I kind of have noticed
too much.
Yeah, that's too much. But also, with like the current political landscape, I can't handle characters like this because it's just hitting a little too close to home. I understand the point of him.
Understandably, yes.
I appreciate that.
Like,
because it's important to have characters that sort of mirror what's going on in the real world. But like right now, I'm not mentally there enough to watch this. I might watch this like later when things settle down, but for now, I'm gonna
like
this.
Trigger warning for practically everything watching it. But I don't even know how to say this. Like, the comics are considerably worse and more fucked up. They actually changed a lot, and the whole point of it is like that. And what makes it interesting, at least to me, is that similarly to Invincible, but kind of different, superheroes are a commodity. It's like, what if the Marvel superheroes and all that came with the MCU as like a franchise were also real people? Like, they're actors almost. And like everything about them is commodified.
Like
including
a darker version of Tiger and Bunny.
Season?
I hope that it is, because the show needs to wrap up. But I'm not
it's the last season.
Fucking pleased that Kripke is bringing in Misha and fucking Jared. Like, he already brought in his pet baby Jensen, and I hated it. And now he's bringing in the other Supernatural boys, and I hate that more.
Could be worse.
I have avoided Supernatural in its entirety, aside from Tumblr. I will. He's throwing it in my face.
Okay, and Luffy.
Go ahead.
Luffy. Center yourself again.
I'm back.
We're here for you. Okay, so I'm gonna do Eric Frankenstein, because Jesus Christ. Okay.
This fucking asshole.
There's a very simple way to describe this. Imagine a hopeless romantic mixed with an incel. You get Eric Frankenstein. So I've actually read the book Frankenstein, and I've seen both the original movies. So I do love the story of Frankenstein, and in a way, I do think this makes sense. Because here's the thing. So like Eric and the bride, they're linked. Because Eric basically said, "Father, make me a bride. I'm lonely." And you kind of understand where he's coming from, but like, he automatically assumes the bride is going to love him. So he picks some flowers for her on the day she's born, quote unquote. And like, the bride's freaking out because she's just been created. She's especially been born. Eric comes up with the flowers. She starts screaming. Because she's like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know who he is. Why does he look like that? And he can't understand that she's not, like, she's scared of him because he, like, there's this one scene where she's running away, like, she ran away from Eric. She's, like, hiding behind a bedpost, going, no. And he's like, why won't she let me touch her? Dude, she doesn't know you. She's still, like, trying to understand what's going on. She's just been created.
Yeah, like he shouted, she was made for me.
Yeah, and here's the thing, while he's right, the bride is her own woman. She doesn't have to be with Eric if she doesn't want to. And the thing is, I'm not going to spoil it until we get to Cucky Ducky, but the reason she runs away, it's his fault. And then we see in a montage that Eric, instead of moving on and maybe finding someone who's into big, beefy men, he stalks her for 200 years. He's been following her. And she has made it clear she doesn't like him. She has fought this man. She has shot at him. She has ran across desert. She has kicked him in the face multiple times, hit him with a guitar. He's just not getting the goddamn message.
I mean,
and
like,
a part of me does feel bad for him.
How does she, like, know exactly where she is at all times?
Well, I mean, they both stick out. Because
but
she doesn't pretend to be a human. She, she has the tall hair and everything, so she kind of sticks out. But
and to be fair, that's what stalkers do.
See, and like I feel kind of bad for him because he ends up thinking he and Rick Flag Sr. are like best friends because he hopes that he'll put in a good word for him with the bride. Like, the whole thing is just, he's so misguided, and he just, again, he's not getting the message. Dude, just leave her the fuck alone, okay? And before she tases your ass.
What is Frankenstein's role? What, like Victor Frankenstein? Like, what is he?
We will get to that.
There.
I promise
we'll get there.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like,
there.
Honestly, it sounds terrible, but if I were him, I'd be like, Dad, maybe try a cat.
Yeah, well, like, and see, like, I think is you also have to remember with the whole thing of Frankenstein, the monster was was born, and he didn't ask to be like this. So it's like, I would feel sympathy for him, but he's just, I think also as a woman, I don't like it if I say no. That's a full sentence. No. I said no. You do not keep pushing me. If you keep pushing me, you're on my shit list. So this kind of hit home for me because I've known men like Eric who just will not accept a no.
Yeah, I was stalked all the way in college, actually. So I get it.
Sorry about that.
I wasn't stalked. I wasn't stalked romantically, but I was stalked by somebody all the way through high school, and I was just like, "Get the message. I want nothing to do with you."
Again, so it's like we all get it. Eric apparently doesn't. All right, so John, are you going to do the Serpo?
Look at them.
Duh.
That is my argument. Look at them.
I watched the episodes. I'm like, no, I don't like him.
Okay, so
and here's the thing. Their alien form is less creepy than the human form.
Yeah, those designs are interesting.
Their alien form.
Okay, so initially, when I thought most punchable face, I definitely felt like most annoying or frustrating character that you would want to punch in the face, just because
it could be that if you want.
They're irritating. But looking at this guy, if he came up behind me in a haunted house, I would full on fucking punch him in the face.
Oh yeah.
I would hold him down for you. I would hold him down for you.
This face is getting the mace and the taser. Fuck that.
You've seen those videos where somebody pops it out of a trash can and somebody's automatic response is just to immediately punch. Yeah, that.
John, do you want to explain what the Serpo are trying to do?
Yeah, so basically they're
does it have anything to do with that robotic tentacle penis?
Yes, exactly, unfortunately.
God, I was just joking.
So they're an alien race.
What else would it be?
They're an alien race that can't procreate themselves, so they abduct women to try and procreate with their, as they call it, bananas.
Jesus. No. And that's the term they use, and I think that makes it worse. I was in my mind, I'm like, please just say the word penis. Just please.
Well, here's the crazy thing. They refer to both male and female sexual organs as banana. They use them both interchangeably.
I imagine this is what Optimus Prime's dick looks like, probably.
Oh my god!
I mean, considering the events of Transformers 1, I feel like at some point I would have seen it eventually.
Honestly, no, it actually looks like an ovipositor, which is just horrifying, to think about. And yeah, if one of these dudes came anywhere near me with that thing, nuh-uh. Punching, kicking.
I hate the design, but I think we're supposed to. So I mean, props on them for doing that. But God, still, it just Next picture.
Craig from Invincible Fight Girl. Fuck Craig. Fuck Craig.
All my homies hate Craig.
I don't even know Craig. Fuck Craig.
Craig is
he looks punchable.
He really does. He looks really smug.
He is an insufferable piece of crap. He is supposed to be the main character. I feel bad. I forgot her name already.
Andy.
And he's supposed to be Andy is first person that she meets when she goes to the city to find her mentor. Mm-hmm. And he's basically a back alley cell phone stand salesman. He sells counterfeit phones to scam people.
That's what it is. He's got the smile of a used car salesman.
Yes, because that's exactly what and he's also he's got wanted posters for him in this scummy section of the city. People don't like him to begin with. And even after he befriends Andy, so you remember earlier when I was talking about how her mentor that she wants to learn the perfect strike from to become a world-class wrestler. She says, you need to learn the perfect strike and do it 10 times on this counter. His first thought is, instead of helping you learn it, I'm going to go find my scam friends in the city and help them rig the machine so that you can bypass the training. Luffy, Austin, if that wasn't enough, do you remember the foodie cultist guy from Persona 3 Reload?
Oh, yeah.
Guess who voices him?
Oh, it's so fitting. It is very fitting.
He is voiced by Paul Castro Jr., who also plays, I forget his name. It's the foodie cult guy from Persona 3 Reload, but it's a perfect voice for him. Fuck Craig.
I was going to say, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jason Mantzoukas because he often either plays, like, assholes or insane people. But no, that's another very good voice choice.
And this is not to disrespect the actor. That is the voice you have. That is your skill. You did it well. But fuck Craig.
All my homies hate Craig.
Christine can back me up on this one.
Hate Craig.
Christine can back me up on this one.
Wait.
Don Corneo.
Oh, yeah.
Don Corneo.
He just screams ugly bastard.
You really? Who told him that hair looks good?
What is happening with all of his hair?
Don Corneo is an underground mob boss in Midgar in Final Fantasy VII. And his whole thing is he's like the top mob boss of, what was it, Sector 7, hun? No, Sector 7 is where they live. It's like Sector 11. It's where, Jesus Christ, I'm already drawing a blank on the underground. Wall Market, thank you, hun.
I love you.
And he basically rotates women like he does pairs of underwear. He literally abducts women to be his...
okay.
He literally abducts women to be their bride.
Don't worry, this man actually did get punched.
I'm getting there. We're jumping
how does he get these women?
He abducts them. He literally abducts them. So in the
I was going to say until you said abduct, because like there's no way anyone's going home with someone with that facial hair.
In the first game, I know we're talking about Rebirth, but in the first game, he abducts Tifa, but Tifa's really doing it as a ploy to get information about what's going on with Shinra, which is the company that basically rules the world and is like drying up the planet's resources. To rescue them, Cloud and Aerith come up with the idea of disguising themselves as potential candidates. That also includes Cloud.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Is this the famous Cloud dresses in drag?
Cloud also dresses up. And in the original Final Fantasy VII, Cloud could be picked as the candidate. In Remake, Cloud is picked by Don Corneo.
Dude, I'm looking at a picture of...
I immediately looked up Cloud and Dragon. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I did, but they didn't even try to like straighten his hair and make it look like... Come on.
No, I would immediately go for this hottie.
Yeah,
like you can't make me not...
I'm not saying he isn't hot, but like the dress they give him is not flattering. They should have given him a nicer one.
In Remake, depending on how many side quests you complete, you get a different dress.
Oh, okay.
Give me a sec. I'm about to put it.
We're talking about Don Corneo though. Don Corneo literally rotates wives like he does underwear. Like he'll hold this big contest for like the hottest girl to be his bride and do what he pleases with them. But after a while, he'll just discard them, never to be seen ever again.
And does he kill them?
I was gonna say, is he murdering them? Because they're like never to be seen again.
They never go into. They never explicitly state it, but it's believed that he feeds them to his giant monster that he has in the sewer underneath his room. Like they just disappear, and one of the characters in Remake is the brother of one of the girls that he picks, and he comes back towards the end of Rebirth. Basically, he's like, I want to take over the Gold Saucer, which is the giant amusement park in the desert. And you basically have to help Dio, the actual proprietor of the event, keep it from turning into Corneo Land.
Oh God!
So yeah, Don Corneo, I just fucking hate him, but not as much as I hate the next guy. And Austin, you could back me up on this one. Eiji Mitamura.
Oh yeah.
So if you've seen any trailers for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, you've seen this one guy that Ichiban befriends, who is in a wheelchair that he meets on his plane touching down in Hawaii, and he's the first person he befriends.
Mm-hmm.
I have warned you all that I am going to spoil the living shit out of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Eiji Mitamura is the biggest piece of shit on this list so far.
Oh my!
He fakes being disabled to gain Ichiban's sympathy.
Oof.
He literally injects himself with formula to disable his... He's not actually in a wheelchair. He's not really disabled. He is literally faking it.
Why would you go so far as to, like...
What an ass.
To use a drug or whatever to disable yourself instead of just faking it.
I'm not excusing it, but the reason for
why
it
is he doing that?
Ichiban's his father figure had a son who was born with a birth defect that also wheelchair bounded him. So he was playing on his sympathies for his now deceased friend that he once had, specifically to play on that.
I was about to say the son of the Yakuza boss. He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, Masato Arakawa's his friend that he took care of because he was born because he was a coin locker baby. And he had a birth defect.
Wait. So Ichi knew that?
No, Ichi did not know he was faking it until later. He revealed that he was feeding the other Yakuza the information, and he also. So you know that VTuber that cancels Ichiban and his friends?
Yeah.
Guess who was helping that VTuber run the account?
Him?
Yep.
No. So like, what I meant was like I understand like why like. He might fake being disabled for all those reasons, but why he would actually use an element that would give him a disability, like actually take away his ability to walk instead of just pretending that he couldn't, that is what vexes me.
Yeah. But also,
about his plan.
He
lies to Ichiban.
He was a former journalist,
and then backstabs him.
He was a former journalist who was he had like a hit story on a Yakuza, but the Yakuza found out and ruined his career. So he wants to take revenge on the Yakuza, basically. And he teams up with not only Masataka Ebina, who is revealed to be Ichiban's half-brother, he also teams up with Polycana, the religious cult group that runs the Hawaii's crime syndicate. So, yeah.
What?
He gets most punchable face for me because even with all of that, to do it, he pretends to be disabled. Fuck Eiji Mitamura.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I get it. I'm still just like, if your plan is just to pretend to be disabled, you do not have to do Munchausen's by proxy and fucking take out your own legs. That just like, not by proxy, it's just Munchausen's. I'm sorry. He's not proxying anyone.
Well, he literally does it just to get to Ichiban, because Ichiban, if you know anything about, if you're even so much as nice to him, even a little bit, he will never fucking abandon you. Even if you screw him, if you fucking try to kill him, he will not abandon you.
Ichiban has a heart. He is big of heart, but dumb of ass.
I'm getting all that. It's just like, if my plan were to fake being in a wheelchair, I would simply not shoot myself up with a serum that would actually take out my legs. I would keep my legs in working order in case I needed them.
It's not a permanent formula. It's something he regularly injects himself with.
That's what I don't understand. What's the point of that?
Yeah, well, like, because see, the thing is like, that's even riskier, because what if somebody walks in while you're doing it and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, I mean, are people testing him? Is Ichiban testing if his legs properly work or not? Like, it just seems like a dumb thing to do for like the overarching assholery of pretending to be disabled.
Yeah, it felt like he just, I don't know, wanted to be extra because it was a Sunday or something.
What's weird is that's not how they found out that he wasn't actually disabled. They found out because he was a little bit too clingy with an iPad, and he wasn't like they were discussing what to do, and I think he was like a little too inattentive to what was going on, was like using his iPad to keep contact. And apparently he was in contact with Polycana because Polycana was trying to abduct this girl that was supposed to be the heir to the religion or whatever. It's like a 12-year-old girl. And when he's found out, he kidnaps and nearly kills her by throwing her down a flight of stairs and killing her with a bomb.
My God.
Yeah.
What?
Damn,
my
King,
God.
what the fuck?
And he did it just to mess with Ichiban, because that's how much he hates him.
He hates Yakuza, period.
Cruel.
Because Yakuza ruined his career.
Yeah, this guy can go to hell. What the fuck?
Mitsushi Morris, while not as diabolical as Eiji Mitamura. So, do you remember the creepy baby monster from Metaphor?
Oh,
yes, creepy baby.
Guess who's been feeding the children to him?
Oh,
this motherfucker.
I thought it was creepy
I changed
baby's
my mind.
mother.
No. Fuck this. Okay.
This guy is the second in command of the guardsmen of Martyra, who is the one who put the bounty on Heisme for kidnapping the children. But he's been abducting the children and wheelbarrowing their unconscious bodies to feed to Homo Jaluzo.
fuck this
I
guy.
thought that
I'm sorry.
the
Can I
creepy
please punch
baby's mother was.
Yes, but who's been doing all the dirty work?
Okay.
He's been doing this while accusing poor Heismay of being the real criminal.
Oh, fuck this guy. Also, what is going on the side of his head? Are those horns?
Yes, he is a member of the Clamar tribe. The Clamar are basically like sheep people.
Okay.
Like one of the main characters and the villain of this game are Clamar.
Okay, yeah.
So,
that makes sense to me.
Well, since we're getting the spoilers, don't worry. Karma eventually caught him, or at least the mouth of the baby. He got eaten by the baby.
Good. Thank you, baby.
And finally, the penguin. Like, there have been many great interpretations of the penguin, but I think Colin Farrell's is the most despicable. Like, he puts on a great performance in the Batman, but you really get to know how much of a fucking bastard he is in the penguin. Like, how many of you have seen the Matt Reeves Batman movie?
I have.
Nope. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Nope.
The one with Robert Pattinson as Batman?
Nope.
Okay, so after all that, he basically kills Carmine Falcone's son after the events of the movie. And Carmine Falcone's daughter, Sophia Falcone, gets out of prison, and she wants to know who killed her brother because her brother was the only person that stood by her after what happens with her. Up until she finds out and kidnaps Oswald's dementia-rattled mother, he will not tell the truth about who actually killed Falcone's son. His mother is being threatened to be killed right in front of him. He will not stop lying about he didn't kill the Falcone's son. And in the beginning of the series, he befriends this one kid who tries to rob his car and slash his tires. Instead of killing him, he makes him work for him. And he ends up becoming who delivers like his drug product that he puts out through the course of the series. And he even thinks about abandoning him, but he talks him into it, which really he should have just walked away, because why would you want to get in leads with the penguin? And if that wasn't bad enough, after the penguin seemingly gets away with it, has Sophia framed for all the terrible shit that happens in Gotham, that kid that he befriends, he chokes him to death.
Oh.
Holy shit, why?
Because the penguin's a bastard.
I mean,
he's such a piece of shit in this.
I guess it's hard for me to be like super impressed sometimes by like the depravity that like characters that are like leaders of gangs will do. Like, of course they're ruthless, bloody, nasty little men, but like the fact that Colin Firth, great performance or not, wore a fat suit makes me want to punch his face. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know if it was actually a fat suit or if it was just a lot of makeup, Robotnik thing.
No, they said that he had padding.
Oh, okay. I don't remember them saying that about the show. Because I think it was just but then again, I don't actually know. Okay.
They added jowls and stuff in the makeup.
Yeah.
But like, I agree. Like, so he did he just choke the little boy out just because like.
Because
like, did he
choked him out because the kid tells him that, like, you know, despite everything that's happened, you're like family to me. It's like, I'm proud that you said that, son. And he chokes him to death. He said, but unfortunately, what you failed to realize is that family makes you weak.
Oh God. Fuck
so
him.
Okay, so yeah, so it's like a terrible little motto and mantra that he has. Yep. Okay,
which is really telling, considering this whole time the only person he actually cared about was his mother that had frontotemporal dementia. It's voting time. Who wants to go first?
Yay.
I think I went first last time, so someone else can.
I'll go first. I vote for Eric Frankenstein, Don Corneo, yes. That fucking suppo. And let's see, I got one more, right?
Yes.
And I vote for Homelander.
Yes.
Wow, over Amy Tomorrow. Christine.
Amy Tamora, Don Corneo, the fucking thing from Don to Don, and Frankenstein.
Did
you lose me?
No, I heard you out. Who am I going to pick? I'm going to pick Oswald, because 8 episodes of just following this piece of crap. I never liked him. Mitamura, Homelander, Craig. Fuck Craig. Because Craig you're supposed to like, but I don't.
Okay. All right, Luffy. Do you want to go before me, or
didn't you go last time? So
she went last time. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Homelander, Eric Frankenstein, the Serpo, and that Morris dude. He fed little babies, little innocent children, to a fucking monster. I'm glad he got eaten. Fuck him.
Okay, Luffy, you're the tiebreaker.
Okay.
There's a 3-way tie right now.
Yeah, which is bad because I was actually going to vote for those, but
no.
I'm definitely Homelander. Fuck Homelander. I hate him so much. I'm coming for you, Homelander. Rudy made a good argument for Frankenstein. Fuck that guy. So I'm not going to pick the Serpo then, because that'll just make things more confusing. Don Corneo and Craig. Fuck Craig.
All right, it's between Frankenstein and Homelander. Rudy usually has a scenario for a tiebreaker. You got one?
All right, I got one. All right, so you are contacted by this being that can create money out of nothing, and they say, I will give you riches beyond your wildest dream if you shoot one of these people. And it is Homelander and Eric Frankenstein. You are given a bullet that can kill anybody. Who do you want to use that bullet on? And which character do you think the world would be better off?
This is going to sound really mean. As detestable as Eric Frankenstein is, he really only is after one person. Homelander's terrible to many people.
Yep. I was going to say the exact same thing. Homelander.
Same. This is a man who has no morals and could kill thousands of
Frankenstein would be easier to deal with.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Congratulations, Homelander. We get to all punch you in the face.
And you can in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, and it's great to hear Omni-Man just shit talk him.
Omni-Man would destroy him.
Case.
Oh, definitely.
Honestly, Omni-Man would be the only person who possibly could. And since Omni-Man actually has maturity that Homelander lacks, yeah, he would.
Oh yeah, in Mortal Kombat, he refers to Homelander as a spoiled brat.
I mean, honestly, he kind of is. Although if you know a little about his backstory, the fact that he was essentially raised in a lab, you can see why that part of why he's kind of fucked up in his head. But it's no excuse.
And next up is most likely to fall for a crypto scam. Austin, for making Rudy suffer through Cryptoland, you're getting this one. And the nominees are...
Laos Tuden from Delicious in
Laos Toden.
Laos Toden.
Yes.
Johnny from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I know. I was one of the people who nominated him.
Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
My son!
Baby boy!
Oh, wait, I'm not watching this screen now. Okay. Koichi Adachi from Like a Dragon Infinite.
I'm beginning to think having you read this category was a mistake.
Kara Sol L from My Adventures with Superman. Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog 3/Knuckles.
I just say any of them. Two. He also.
Finally, Pim Pimling from Smiling Friends.
Oh God, I love the picture which you chose for Pim. It's perfect.
It was the first one that came up on Google.
I'm invested in crypto, Charlie.
Peb, you know that's a scab, right?
No.
Okay.
No, Peb, the market crashed. Take a look.
What? But they said it was decentralized.
Peb, it crashed. Your money's gone, okay?
Well, maybe I can just... oh, no, wait, my wallet's hacked.
All right.
Oh.
Who wants to make the code? Who wants to make the case for Laios?
I just wanted to say really quick, we didn't plan that little skit they just did. They just did that on their
That was an
own.
impulse of mine, sorry.
No, it was beautiful. I loved it. Luffy, do you want to take your boy?
I chose intentionally
My boy
pictures.
is stupid. Okay. I don't know how to explain this, but he is he's not just stupid. He's actually got this like sweet like belief in like everyone, very very shonen protag, but that would not help him in the world of finance. And I do think that if somebody was nice enough to him, it sold something to him correctly using the right words, he would buy it. I think that he would fall for any shyster on the side of the street selling him whatever potions. So I absolutely believe that he would have bought stock in crypto as long as the right person like told him the right things, because he just believes people and like can't really discern when people are lying because my boy autistic.
There were two reasons why I nominated him. Two in-universe reasons why I nominated Laios. Number one, in episode 1, when their party resurrects outside and they decide to go back in and they don't have any money, Laios' first thought is, well, maybe if we sell all our armor and weapons, we could have enough to scrounge to buy food in the dungeon.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing. He's right, but that's not the first thing you do. Like, okay, see, I remember everyone's like, oh, Laios is autistic, Laios is autistic, Laios. And I'm like, okay, I gotta watch this. And in the first episode, I'm like...
He definitely is.
Oh, yeah. It's not so much that he's dumb, it's just sometimes logic leaves him.
Number two reason why I nominated him. If you even mention crypto to him, his mind will immediately think, crypto, what's that? What monster is that? What would it taste like? And then you've lost him.
Yeah, he's gone.
That's it.
You
Plus, like, we know that he can't discern when people are being, like, any sort of disingenuous with him. He doesn't know that Shiro doesn't like him. He can't tell that Kabru is the way that Kabru is because he just believes the best in everyone. And I love him for that. But
like, there's also a scene, I just wanted to say this, a scene in the manga that I don't know if it's in the anime yet. When he met like his little sister, he didn't have much of a reaction. This precious being, this sweet baby boy of sunshine, went around telling like the cats and other things, I have a sister. He's too pure for this world, but he's dumber than bad. God bless him.
He is, and honestly, I say that with all of the love in my heart. Like, I think that he's very smart about the things that he's smart about. His special interests, he is very smart about them. Everything else, no.
He's just like me for real.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get him. I understand him.
I just love this. Like, why did we nominate him? And your first thought was, homie is stupid.
I mean, and I love him for it. He's adorable and dumb as brick.
Japan doing it. Sorry.
And like, I think almost all of us here are autistic, so we kind of get it. Because I'm dumb when it comes to important things, but I will talk your ear off about Jim Henson all fucking day.
I mean, as far as I know, I'm not, but I am neurodivergent, so...
Between this and Kuchapa, Japan's doing a good job with autism-coded characters in media than here in America. I'm just going to say that.
Christine, sweetheart, help me make the case for Johnny.
You can
This homie is stupid.
Yes!
Like, Laios is autistic. You can kind of forget. Johnny's stupid.
Oh, he just screams
Johnny's
like Southern California douche.
Okay, first let me paint a picture in your head. He's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal.
Yes!
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that I can
Okay,
picture it.
Johnny is a side character in Final Fantasy VII who had his role expanded upon in the remake trilogy. He has a crush on Tifa that's not reciprocated.
Well, duh.
And he was running around like a moron in Wall Market in the first game, and he's trying to find the sauce, which is something that apparently makes him sick.
The sauce?
Why he's nominated for most likely to fall for a crypto scam in this podcast is because of Rebirth. He leaves Midgar and he eventually opens up a resort in Costa del Sol, the beach town. You'd think, okay, yeah, he made a name for himself. He started up his own business. This house he bought,
It's shit.
it's a piece of
no.
shit. It's a piece of shit run down, and the worst of all, it is a beach town that not only is hidden behind a bunch of other taller buildings, you can't see the beach from it.
So he started a resort at a beach that doesn't have a proper view of the beach.
The mayor of the town pawned this resort onto him. And you
Yeah.
can't even find this place. You have to squeeze through a small alley to get to this resort.
Oh my god.
So he
Most
was
likely to fall for Crypto Sam. My brother in Christ, I think he already did.
Oh my god.
he canonically bought a lemon
Like, yeah.
of a building. I get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
1-800 my lemon.
Lemon law. God damn it.
So, I mean, I just also want to say, like, I try not to do this, but, like, just looking at the character, this screams as I have two brain cells and they're rubbing together trying to, like, stay alive, you know, because just look at this guy. What is this? The hair, the shirt open, and the necklace. Everything just screams, I am not that smart.
He
I
also
have two
ends every
brain
other
cells,
sentence
and I
with
don't
bro.
know where one went.
He also ends almost every other sentence with bro.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Okay, yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And there's a side quest with him later in the game. At some point in the game, it's
Tell us
Yeah.
all about it.
really.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanna
we already
know.
said spoiler.
Okay, you know what? So there's a quest where, oh, actually, yes, it leads into the hotel thing. So basically, Yuffie, if you know who that is,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
she basically accidentally cloned him. So now there's like 7. How many were there? There were 5, right?
I think there were at least
Yes,
5 or
there's
10.
like 5 of him. Like strewn around, what is the beach area called?
Costa del Sol.
The
No, no.
beach.
And the rest of the desert area, all that.
I'm pretty sure that's just the Costa del Sol area, if I'm not mistaken. Or no,
Okay.
it's
Well,
the-
anyway, so yeah, basically you have to go around and help like all 5 of the clones, and then once you get them all back together, you can finally start rebuilding the hotel. And like as you beat like mini games and stuff throughout the game, it gets better and better and better, and you see all of your achievements as little trophies, and it's the best.
Yeah, like the little things you get as rewards are things he uses to decorate the place, and it doesn't make it look much better.
No.
Actually, no, it does.
Not by much. It's still a rundown resort hidden behind an alleyway you can't see.
Yeah, so basically the final thing you have to get as a decoration in that part of the quest is the Tonberry's crown. And boy, woo, that was hard. Tonberry King's crown.
But the thing about the clones, the ninja clones of him, like Johnny himself is already stupid. Now imagine how much dumber the clones are.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So he's just 7 times stupider then. And
Johnny
oh my
is
God,
the literal
amount of times you
embodiment of
hear
the I may
bro
be
come out-
stupid meme.
And the amount of times you hear him call himself bro over and over again, it's hysterical.
He calls Cloud
but it's
bro.
Oh,
bad.
God. He does sound like one of those obnoxious crypto bros who would try to, or like that, get more involved in the pyramid scheme.
No, he would be the picture perfect victim of them. That's why I nominated him. Okay, we've said all we can about this idiot. Let's talk about another pink-haired idiot.
Yay!
Yay, the boy! Okay, Luffy,
need to
do you
watch
want
more
to
of
do
this.
this, or do you want me to?
Luffy
I mean-
nominated them.
Yeah, like I just okay. So I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen this year, and like I know that it's like it is a stereotype for shonen pro tags to be kind of dumb but plucky, and yeah, you just like dumb as shit, and I just love him so much for it. He's literally like has to have things spelled out for him like at length because he is just so he's just so thick, like mentally. You want to say like that Johnny has two brain cells that he's like desperately rubbing together. Yuji like has one brain cell that's working and he does not know where the fuck the other one went. And like maybe Sukuna ate it, I don't know, but like I just think that if not for Fushiguro and oh my god, why is his lady friends, the other cute little girl that's with him,
Nobara.
like if they
Nobara.
Nobara. Thank
My
you.
favorite character in the series.
Honestly, I just kind of want Yuji and Megumi to kiss a little bit, but
Which one? Hold on. Which one's Mugumiya? Please tell me
Fushiguro.
it's the black-haired guy.
The depressed
Yeah,
one voiced by
guy.
Robbie Damon.
Yes!
because I honestly
Long distance high
read
five.
I read Nobara as a lesbian, but that's a story for a different day. But I just think if those two weren't around, like while they were going through their missions and stuff, like he just he would probably be dead, not because he's a bad fighter, but because he's so dumb.
Yeah, it's not like he's not powerful. It's just he's so trusting. Like, you know, he's one of those characters who just wants to trust everybody, but you know, we know that you can't.
And he's hardly a strategist.
Yeah.
Like he's not thinking like 3 moves ahead or whatever.
He literally needs another person's brain for that. Literally.
Yeah. He's very much on instinct.
All right, so Austin, if you get the next nominee, I'll get this one, even though you could help me with this one. Speaking
Plus,
of,
he's like a 16-year-old boy. I feel like that.
yeah, most people that get suckered in the crypto are young.
Yeah.
So speaking of people who were way too innocent and could be suckered in by trusting everybody, I originally nominated Ichiban Kasuga for this, but then I remembered there was somebody in his inner circle that is way, way worse with his money than Ichiban ever could be. And that's his cop friend. Koichi Adachi is a 58-year-old, I think, retired cop who was literally a couple of weeks away from getting his retirement pension. So he spent all of the money he actually had at the time on women and booze. Man,
Of course.
man is notoriously bad with his money. That he's like, well, it doesn't matter. My retirement pension's coming. I'm going to spend all my money on women and booze. He gets let go before his retirement.
No, just 3 days before retirement.
And even after all that happened, he's still bad with his money.
Oh yeah, like he opened up his own business in Infinite Wealth, I believe.
Yeah, he opens up a security company where he basically plants people in businesses to fake steal things, but it doesn't go over well because the VTuber that cancels them all thinks that he's actually stealing them. So his company goes under.
Of course.
And that's why Koichi
So
Itachi.
hapless.
Yeah, my God, like Koichi Itachi, he pretends to be like the wise old man with all the knowledge, but we're not. When you consider what I've just told you, don't take anything he says as gospel.
It's
please.
not my fault. Women and booze are so expensive.
It is
He's
when you don't
probably
actually
going
get your
to, like,
pension.
That's an actual quote of his, by the way.
Those clubs, and they make you buy the alcohol there for the women. That's like part of it.
Oh yeah.
Austin,
Oh right.
Kara.
Oh yeah. She is somewhat naive when she comes to Earth. Like she doesn't understand a lot of things, and when she meets Jimmy Olsen, who introduces himself on the Daily Planet, she assumes oh, that must mean he's in charge of the planet on a daily basis.
Understandable.
Wow.
And the reason she came into Earth in the first place was to find and capture her cousin, Superman. Because in reality, she's actually being manipulated by an AI program called Brainiac. Brainiac is responsible for turning Krypton into a warmongering empire. And when Superman's son tried to stop it and dismantle Brainiac, he basically destroyed Krypton. So she's been... But the way Brainiac manipulated her was, oh, we're merely colonizing these planets to share the wonders of Krypton with these creatures. But when she actually goes to investigate, she finds that all the planets that Brainiac visited in the past were destroyed. Right? And savage. And yeah, so... Oh, that reason is why a lot of people are sure to take advantage of her lack of knowledge. Like, invest 10,000 in crypto right now. And she would probably think it has something to do with Kryptonians, which further adds to it. So yeah, that's why she's on this list.
Yep. It's called, and she's also kind of Drax coded a little bit. Just like the next nominee, Knuckles.
Yeah.
The Knuckles!
Even before the Paramount movies, Knuckles' entire character is based on his gullibility. The entire plot of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the game, is Eggman convinces him that Sonic wants to steal the Master Emerald. And he just outright believes him. Just doesn't question it, just goes with it. And then he eventually becomes Sonic's friend.
And even...
That plot point... yes.
And even after that, Eggman still tricks Knuckles with the same aim shit over and over again. And he always falls for it.
He tricks him with it again in Sonic Adventure 1. And they even bring that up. And Sonic's like, Knuckles, did he trick you again? And in the movies, it's no different. It's literally, that plot's lifted for the Paramount films. And he's basically, whatever you know about Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, he's basically that, but voiced by Idris Elba.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
And I guess our skit from earlier kind of illustrated our last nominee, Pim. Austin, I already did Knuckles. You want to get Pim this time?
Okay, so Pim is a relentless optimist. He's always willing to try new things or go out. And if someone introduces him to crypto, he would most likely give it a chance with no second thoughts at all. And he'll probably, I can see him being manipulated into making and other people try to join in as well. And I can only imagine what would happen with the rug puller. Oh wait, we don't have to cause of that bit. We did.
Yeah. I mean, he was pen pals with a race of beings that's like spoke in like computer error noises. So it wouldn't surprise me that he would have fallen to a crypto Nigerian prince scam.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Once after the rug pull, he ended up as that realistically rendered 3D depressed as person at the end of the first episode.
With his tiny penis hanging out from the leg.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Don't put that in the chat.
Yeah, because the guy who rendered him in that episode, on TV they only showed him from the raised up, but in the raised down, his tiny little penis is just sticking out of one of the leg on his shorts.
Huh.
Okay. Everyone gets 4 votes. Who wants to vote first?
I'll go. Oh, so I choose Pim, Adachi, Johnny, because he just seems like an obnoxious crypto bro douchebag that was rampant around the pandemic, and Laos, because he has good chest.
What? That's not a good reason.
He has nice titties, Sean.
What is that still crypto?
Okay. I'm gonna go next. All right. I'm gonna choose. I love my boy Knuckles, but he is canonically stupid.
He is canonically
even though I'm not the.
He is. No, that's true.
I haven't I'm slowly getting into Sonic, but everything I've seen is yeah, Knuckles is not all there. Pim, I love him, but Pim is just a little too trusting. Our boy Leos, of course, because again, also the issue. But Johnny, I feel like Johnny would fall for the "Hello, I am a Nigerian prince," and then he would be bragging about, "Hey, everybody, I know royalty, and I'm sending them money." And he then doesn't understand why everyone's looking at him weird.
I mean, he bought a resort on the cheap. All right, I'm going to go next. Johnny, Knuckles, Adachi, Pim, Christine.
I'm gonna go next, okay? Johnny, Knuckles, Laios, and Adachi.
That leaves Luffy. Or Rudy went. Rudy went, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Luffy's turn.
Johnny, Knuckles, Yuji, and Adachi.
Johnny from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the most likely to fall for a crypto scam. Why? Because he did! Because he
Congratulations, you
did!
dumbass, Johnny.
No way, bro!
We won best in show, bro.
All right, now for the coup de grace. Now for the coup de grace.
Yes.
This is not the last category, but it's my personal favorite. Austin, we have a song for this. How does it go?
Cucky Ducky, you're the one.
You make NTR so much fun. Cucky Ducky, or sometimes known as the biggest cock, but Cucky Ducky of the year. For those of you who don't know, in the Yakuza 5 playthrough, I had this dumbass joke about this sniveling middle manager who sucked up to this girl boss, and basically did everything he said. And I came up with a bit. It's like, are you going to do it? Whatever his name was. Who's my Cucky Ducky? Quack for me, Cucky Ducky! So it's my shorthand word for cock, basically. The nominees are Basil Karlo Clayface from Batman the Cape Crusader, Eric Frankenstein from Creature Commandos, Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Ikari from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Fiona Nightfall from Spy Family, and Bach Woodsman from Wicked.
Okay, John.
So,
can we share Eric Frankenstein?
Yes, he.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, we did.
Okay, but can we share the character when we talk about him?
I think it's fine when people have overlapped several times.
I have a couple of cock ones that I want to get into, so I can relinquish that one to you and Austin if you want.
Oh wait, didn't you have the surprise one you wanted to show?
Ikari from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is the surprise one.
Oh.
You and I both played Infinite Wealth, and we totally glossed over him, and I'll tell you why when we get to him. Do you want me to talk about him now, or do you want me to let Rudy go first?
I thought we were going in order.
All right, then we're going. Basil Karlo, Austin, you can help me out with this one.
Okay.
Basil Karlo, this version of Clayface literally does what he does. He tries to get plastic surgery to get a woman to like him.
I'm sorry, who is
Oh
this?
my god.
This is Clayface
don't
from
know.
Batman the Cape Crusader.
Who is this?
Clayface.
What is this from?
Clayface in the Batman universe
Thank
can
you.
literally morph himself to look like anybody.
Yeah, like
And he gets the power because through wanting to have plastic surgery because he doesn't have like a Hollywood face, and he wants to impress this other actress that he has a crush on. And he still pursues this even though the woman says, "Oh no, I love you just the way you are." And he goes through with it anyway, and the woman doesn't reciprocate him at all.
Wait, this woman already likes him?
There's a woman that likes him because he's a great actor and a good person, but he doesn't have like he has what they call a face for radio, as they say.
She already likes him? That's even worse.
Yeah, that does make it bad.
That's the thing. That's what makes it so bad. He in his own mind is being cucked, but he's not actually.
Oh no.
That's about it, honestly. Because Yeah, I can't.
No, I feel like the woman already likes him. Is like, yeah, that's enough. That's enough for me.
Yeah, that would have been enough for me.
Rudy, Austin, tell me about Eric.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So,
We've been hyping this one up all night.
Okay, should I get this one, or do you want it, Rudy?
Do you want to do it together?
Yeah, we'll do it together. So, you know how he said that the bride was created for Eric, right?
And who created her? Victor Frankenstein,
von
of course.
Frankenstein, of course.
So, Jad, what does Eric call Victor?
Father, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So Eric sees Victor.
I thought y'all were gonna say daddy.
That's
as
what
a
somebody else
father
calls
figure.
him.
So
Oh no!
Yeah, we're getting into that. You think we're joking?
So see, what happens is when the bride is born, Victor tries to teach her how to speak. And you see, also like, like the whole thing about how a baby animal's imprint on the first thing they see. Well,
Oh dear.
it kind of seems that's what the bride did. Because as we mentioned, she doesn't like Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Eric scared her on her first moments of consciousness.
Imprinting usually is a parental
Yes.
relationship, but this does not sound like that.
No, because see, well, the reason the bride does not like Eric is because Eric killed somebody. Somebody she was close to.
And so on, she made love to.
You guys could just say it. She fucked
She
Victor,
fucked
and
Victor
then
von
Eric killed him, right?
Frankenstein.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Here's the thing. And they didn't do it in a bedroom. They did it in the area where he created both of his children, and Eric saw them.
Oh, her back.
Eric saw his father fucking his wife.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Yep.
Yeah, he was literally cucked right in front of his eyes.
Well, no wonder he chases her around. Jesus Christ.
And, it doesn't end there.
I mean, no wonder he killed
Yeah.
him. Like, I too would have been pissed.
The bride was
That explains
furious.
the not asking for a different wife thing.
Well, Eric keeps insisting that he had to do it so they can be together. And they fight, and the entire castle burns down during the fight, which leads to Eric just stalking the bride for centuries.
Oof. But I
you
mean,
also know
kind of fuck
there's another-
Victor too. Like, that's kind of gross.
Oh, totally. Because, see, the thing is, I had watched a video that someone says that the bride was groomed, and I kind of think she was, because it was obvious that
Literally and figuratively.
Victor was
Yep.
separating them on purpose and making sure he spent more time with her. But also, Victor had a wife. He
Also,
was already married.
He made her and was teaching her from the beginning. That's like a child. That's weird. That's gross.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Because also when you see their, the way they talk to each other, she doesn't form full sentences at first. And then when she does, it's still really awkward. She's still learning. So it's just doubly messed up. So yeah, I remember when I was watching the show, I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait a second, are they doing what I think they're doing? And then, it makes it worse because you pan up and see Eric is standing right there.
Well, the
Eric,
animation
if
director
not
does
for-
make porn.
If not for the stalking after all that, I might have been on your side.
So, fun fact, I was not sure if I wanted to have a Cucky Ducky award, but then I watched that scene too, and I messaged Austin privately as soon as I saw it. I said, no, not only do we have to have it, he's got to win. He's got to win.
Yeah, I knew you'd be on my side as soon as you saw that episode.
Yeah, but I found other nominees in the process, so I'm not so sure now.
All right. Who wants to take Vincent?
Me.
'Cause, see,
John, can you and I take Vincent, please?
Valentine.
Yeah,
Vincent
let Christine get to...
I don't know backstories, so
I've played
John, go ahead.
every readily available Final Fantasy mainline game and spin-off.
I know
So
bits and
Vincent
pieces about him,
Valentine
but go
was a
on.
former Turk, which is like the special elite force that Shinra hires to like do their dirty work.
Mm-hmm.
He was the bodyguard for one of the Shinra scientists, Lucrezia, who he had a crush on. She did not reciprocate those feelings because she had feelings for her supervisor, the Shinra scientist Hojo, who, if you've seen him when
Is it just me that the image didn't change?
oh yeah, I
for?
changed it.
It's
Yeah,
still on
Vincent,
Eric.
my
Hi,
homeboy.
my handsome
There he
broody
is.
baby.
Vincent, I love you, but I'm sorry. Not
Agreed.
only are you one of the biggest cucks here, you being cucked has massive repercussions. Why? Do you
yes.
know who the child of Lucrezia and Hojo is? Drum roll,
Tell
please.
us, John.
Yep.
Who is it?
Holy shit!
Sephiroth, the villain of the game, was birthed through cucking.
Yep.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just gonna say, like, not only screw Lucrezia, but
I mean, Hojo did.
the man she chooses is
Shut up, John.
ugly as sin. I'm sorry, but also like Hojo later like experiments on Vincent. Vincent is like kind of technically like a vampire. The reason he's like that is because of Hojo.
Oh.
Vincent
Hojo's
takes
experimented on.
Vincent takes care of being cucked so poorly, he literally goes in the basement, throws himself in a coffin, and sleeps there.
Wait, that's why he does that?
That's exactly why.
This man that you have
Oh
showed
my
me
God.
that she picked over this handsome hedgehog looks like he would give me a UTI like so
I know.
quick.
This man doesn't moisturize. He probably doesn't brush his teeth. Like, and also like the thing is, he does.
Not if you live in a coffin.
No,
He
no, not the
does-
coffin man. The coffin man's hot.
Oh.
Vincent,
Not to mention he's voiced by Matt Mercer or Steve Bloom if you played the original games.
Bark, bark.
Vincent does kind of end up getting, like, I guess, a sort of semi-happy ending. Now, this was a long time ago. I had to look up how it ended. I played Dirge's Cerberus, which is the Vincent Valentine standalone game.
It's not good, but yes.
It's not good, but he ends up, like, I think sort of getting, like, some closure from her, from
That's
Lucrezia.
good for him.
So while he, got sort of, like, the short end of the stick, he at least gets closure, which is more you can say for some of these other characters.
Wait,
Not
what
to
just-
mention not to mention you can get closure if you have Vincent in your party because like Hojo is one of the last major bosses you fight in the original Final Fantasy VII, and I'm guessing in like the third and final entry of the remake trilogy, they're gonna have unique dialogue between Hojo and Vincent.
Oh, I hope so. He does die, right?
Hojo? Oh yeah.
And Hojo, right?
That's probably for the best. He already looks like he's
He
kind of
mutates
dead.
himself into like this freakish Genova monster, but yeah,
How
you kill
old
him.
is he supposed to be?
Oh, hell yeah. That thing is freaking insane.
Well, Hojo
I mean,
is
my man
obsessed with
already looks
experimenting
like
with like Genova's cells, so he like injects himself with some, and then he becomes a horrifying creature.
Ah.
But yeah,
Deserved.
so Vincent being cucked created the story of Final Fantasy VII.
Wow.
My God.
But somehow, Ikari from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, to me, is worse. It's almost.
Okay,
So,
okay,
Austin,
okay.
do you remember the vocational school sub-story from Like a Dragon?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a
It
while.
was the one where like there was this really obnoxious guy voiced by Johnny Young Bosch is bragging about how he has all these certifications. Like, oh, he knows English, he knows all of these other. He has like 200 certifications, and the reason that he does it is he's trying to impress the receptionist at the vocational school in the Japanese branch in Ijincho. I don't think anything really goes anywhere from that, but she does not reciprocate his feelings at all.
Does she even
But
know?
things get interesting when he moves to the Honolulu branch. There's another girl who looks very similar to this woman that he pines for,
Oh no.
and he moved to
Oh,
this. He moved to Hawaii and joined this branch to try and.
Please tell me it's not the same
No,
girl.
it's a different girl, but she looks and sounds. She dresses like her, looks just like her, but it's a different character.
Uh-oh.
He goes to Hawaii to pine after this girl instead. Also,
wow.
does not reciprocate his feelings. However, she as you progress in the sub story and obtain your certifications by doing these quiz mini games, she starts to have feelings for Ichiban.
Oh no.
And then when you And then when you complete all of the quizzes, you get an extra scene where she calls Ichiban out. No, okay, so hold on, let me start over. So when you finish the certifications, Ikari brings a bouquet of roses and he wants to confess to the receptionist his feelings for her. And he asks Ichiban to accompany him on the way and just observe the exchange and make sure that everything goes well and like be there for moral support. She turns him down hard. Not only because she's not interested in him, she also is like, not only am I not interested in you, weren't you the one who also said was a strict advocate for our anti-sexual harassment policies at this place?
Oof.
She then turns around and says, Ichiban, that being said, I love you. And I want us to be forever together forever. And Ichiban says, "Wait, no, I have someone that I'm in Japan." She says, "That's okay. I have my certificate in polyamory." and then Ichiban reluctantly goes along with it, and she fucks him in the alley right in front of Ikari.
How the fuck did I forget about this one?
We didn't do it. I had to find out later.
We didn't do the sub story.
Well,
I didn't know this was a thing when we were playing. I had to find out later.
Oh God, we missed out.
Why would Ichiban do that though?
She says she fucks him right there in the alley, and then Ikari watches the whole thing.
I have two major questions about that. One, why would Ichiban do that? Two, why the fuck would you say and watch? Nobody tied you up.
Yeah, and he stood there and watched it happen and did nothing until it was over, and then he pulled out an Uzi and started shooting Ichiban.
What?
Huh?
And that's how the whole story ends.
But why did he stay?
Wait, he saw Shuna Ichiban and it ends still?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I told you I had a white horse.
Oh my God.
I think the most baffling part about that to me is that you just went into, by the way, he also had an Uzi, the whole time.
He pulls it out after everything that happens. You didn't know it was on him until that point.
Why is he walking around with that?
Jesus Christ. Oh, I love this franchise.
My thing is why
gun. That's hard.
Yeah, it's a two-handed weapon, or one if you're nasty.
I love Like a Dragon, babe. It's just great.
Okay, but why would Ichiban do that?
If he has
here's
someone.
my problem with it is I think he was coerced into it, which is what I'm not okay with. But that's not the issue at hand here. The issue at hand is that Ikari just let it all happen after all that he did.
I do also enjoy that there's apparently this world where you could get a certificate in polyamory.
I'm not even joking. It's what she says.
Interesting.
We didn't even know that was a thing until that was her response to him trying to get out of the whole thing. But yeah, man, Luffy, Rudy, I'm sorry that I had the white horse in, but we're going alphabetical order.
No, that was pretty fun. This was fun. This was an enjoyable story.
Luffy, I think your next nominee is pretty strong, though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Nightfall!
Go for it.
Okay, so for anybody who's seen Spy X Family, you know that, or read it, that Twilight, Lloyd, and Yor are fake married, but honestly a very sweet, little couple. And that partway through, we were introduced to Fiona, and Fiona is, aka Nightfall, is one of Lloyd's co-workers in his spy organization, and she comes off as this very cold, aloof type of woman, and he can't read her, he doesn't understand her, but thanks to Anya and her ESP, we as the audience know that she is actually obsessively in love with Twilight and has been for years. And she keeps trying to wedge her way into the relationship and try to make it out like Yor is not a very good wife. And she's not the ideal wife. And it would actually be better if Twilight did this mission with her, because obviously her goal is like to be so good at being a fake wife that he falls in love with her, as one does. And yet, at every turn, Yor is so incredibly superior in every way because she's just amazing. And I think that it is most emblematic when he challenges her to a tennis match, because she's like so good at tennis, and she really is. She's like very good at tennis, and Yor is actually quite bad at it. But Yor's incredible strength busts through her racket and breaks her arm, and she has to flee to the woods to train amongst the bears.
Amongst the bears.
She's just
Train amongst the.
she's just so like, it's funny because like on paper she actually is a very efficient woman. She would seem better than Yor, but Yor is just so much more endearing and also so much physically stronger than like literally everyone, despite being, you know, like built like a stick.
My favorite thing about her is she feels like she's cucked by a relationship that's not even real to begin with.
Yep. And like, it's very obvious later in the manga that she's very much kind of starting to realize this, that because part of what like endeared her to Twilight was that he was so he's like so job first, and she thinks he's just as aloof as and like focused and stuff as she is. And he's like, she's starting and is capable of seeing like the cracks in him, and the fact that he really is becoming endeared to both not just Anya but Yor. Has everyone read the manga here, or just seen the anime?
Anime only.
I just saw the anime.
No.
And I saw the movie. That's it.
Neither.
Can't talk about the thing with Yuri. Okay.
Is it my turn?
So I was sorry, I wasn't sure if you were done or not.
No, that's it. I mean, I can't talk anymore about her realizing like Lloyd's things, but
We can nominate her again when the anime gets to it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Rudy. Why Bach?
All right. So,
I have a feeling I know
just
why.
a quick question. Does anyone want me to? I've seen the musical. Do you guys mind if I mention something from the second part?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay, then I'm
I
not
do mind.
going to. Okay, so the thing about Bach is, I think the reason this has always bothered me. I am a longtime fan of The Wizard of Oz, and therefore I was a fan of Wicked the musical. But a lot of people, me included, always sort of had an issue with how Bach was handled as a character because, well, so for those of you who are not aware, Bach, of course, sees Glinda and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. And of course, because she's blonde and pretty and popular. But Glinda has made it pretty clear she's not interested. Now, she hasn't said it. But here's the thing. She can't remember this man's name.
No.
Bick. Yep. She calls him Bick throughout the entire musical. Like, she never calls him Bach. Not once. And so in Dancing Through Life, we are introduced to Fiyero, I can't keep it in my pants. Yes.
I mean,
that's not his name.
To be fair to him, he is from Winky Country.
But like the man is made of riz. Everyone in the school wants to bang this man, including like the librarian. Like he just like
I saw
touches
that.
her
Oh
and
my
she
God.
wants to, and it is obvious she wants to come. Like this man is just made of riz. Now, here's the thing. You'd think that Bach would be seeing Glinda and Fiyero together. He would get the message. But they're going to the Ozdust ballroom, and he says, hey, Miss Glinda, will you, I'll save a dance for you. Well, now Glinda doesn't get away scot-free here either, because she then says, hey, you see the tragically beautiful girl, the one in the chair? It's so sad. She can't go dancing. Okay, this is how it goes. See that tragically beautiful girl, the one in the chair? Gee, it's so unfair that we should go on a spree and not see. Oh, if someone would be my hero to, go invite her? So Bach, apparently in his infinite wisdom's like, hey, if I ask out Nessa Rose, Glinda might like me. But here's the thing. Nessa is very sheltered, and I don't think she had any interaction outside her home family.
Nope.
So she falls for Bach hard. And here's the thing. She even mentioned, you felt sorry for me because I'm in this wheelchair. This boy straight up lies and says, no, it's because you're so beautiful. And I'm like, no.
He's
so
desperate.
You're going to start the relationship off with a lie and continue said relationship.
Yeah.
All just to get with a different woman entirely.
Yeah, and see, in the movie, it's pretty obvious Nessa knows Bach is still, into Glinda. Bach is not hiding it. Again, I'm not going to make spoilers for the second act, but just, the whole thing becomes a bigger mess. And again, it's all this could have been avoided had you just spoken up. Bach has, has no spine, and it pisses me off. I'm part of the Wicked subreddit. Everybody hates Bach so much. And again, it's just because... Go ahead, Luffy.
I will say it's not quite a spoiler for part 2, but I will say that he carries this torch for Glinda for years. This man just does not... man, get over it.
And here's my thing. It's I said, what gets me, she never calls him by his name. She doesn't treat him like an actual friend. She treats Elphaba much better than she treats Bach. So it's why are you into her? If this was I'm into pain or something, I could understand, but it's more of an indifference.
It's the emblematic nerd who is in love with the popular cheerleader who treats him like shit, but for some reason he never grows out of this.
Yeah.
And obviously Glinda is the way that she is with Elphaba because honestly, comp pet, I don't think she was ever as into Fiyero as she is into Elphaba.
They did kiss in the book, but anyways, it's just, again, I think also, like I said, I really don't like Bach just because I feel in the musical,
he was given a very different role from the book, and
yeah, he doesn't get to have more to his character than the Glinda fanboy, so he ends up becoming really unlikable. And I think another thing is also, I feel like Nessa Rose, she's not a perfect character either, but even I think she deserves much better than this.
Especially because, again, he continues just, he could have been more forward with Nessa Rose with the fact that he also never would see her as more than a friend. And he just wasn't. And,
nope.
That takes him almost to me from being a Cucky Ducky to being a villain. Fuck you, dude. That's such an asshole move. There's no reason to do that.
He's not just a romantic Cucky, he's a social one too.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. Good way to put it.
And also, I'm just gonna say something really quick. I think this makes it a little worse, but the guy who plays Bach, he's in a relationship with Ariana Grande. He was married before he was with Ariana. Yes. Huh. I know, right?
Wow.
Look at this man.
That's another layer to the whole thing.
He and Ariana started the relationship while he was still married to his wife.
That's
so that just, I think, added to it because I already hated him as a person. So I think I was like, oh yeah, you are a cuck. You just suck. So
Bach,
can I go?
I guess to Ariana's taste, which is bad. She did also date Pete Davidson, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, can I go first for the round for voting?
Go for it.
You volunteered, sure.
Sure, go ahead.
So, like I said, Bach, of course, is going to be one of the people I vote for. The surprise, Ikari, just because had a chance to leave. Why did you just sit and watch, my dude?
And he watched this happen to him twice.
Is it Basil or Basil?
Basil Carlo.
Basil. Because if she said, I'm already in love with you, just take the win.
For real?
Not
for
that she
real.
was in love with
my
him, but that
God.
she liked him how he was.
Yeah, like just take that. You know, dude, personality is sexy. Just go with that. And then
Especially
also
in Hollywood.
and like I would say just Eric because of who cucked him. Like getting cucked sucks, but the fact that it was his own father
Yep.
is another layer of messed up. So yeah, Eric.
And also how long he wouldn't just take the hint. How long?
Yeah. 200 years.
Okay, I'm gonna go next. Ikari, come on. Eric. Vincent, because his cucking had massive repercussions for everyone. Oh man. Fiona, because come on, you feel cucked by a relationship that you know is fake to begin with. Idiot.
Okay, so I'll go next. Let's see. I go with Eric. Buck. Basil. And Ikari, because John's description of the entire event is turning me into a coffin fit.
It's not hyperbole. I described for you exactly what happened.
Okay, I'll go. Ikari, because yeah, that was my dude. You could have left, and also, where were you hiding that Uzi? Fiona, because just girl. Eric, because yeah, getting cucked by your dad, that's some fucked up shit. And Bach.
Well, now there's a tie between Ikari and Frankenstein until Christine.
Nope.
Come on, Christine.
You're the only one left.
Yeah, I know. Vincent's definitely getting in there. I'm blanking on her name from.
Fiona?
Who's the
Nightfall.
Who's the girl from Spy Family?
Fiona.
Fiona.
Thank you. I never remember anybody's name in these things. Okay, so Vincent and Fiona. You know what? Forget it. There's only 6 of them. Ikari and shut up, John, and Bach.
Really?
My white horse wins!
Yay!
Oh,
That was a
thought
tight
it was gonna be
race.
Eric. I thought it was gonna be
Yeah, I
Eric.
thought
My
too.
God.
Well,
Like,
until
I
you
think that's
brought up,
bad,
like,
but the fact that Ikari, he had a chance to leave, he just stayed and took the cuckening. Like, he just didn't.
he could
He
have
stayed.
shot at them before, like, any of that went any further, too. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know why you waited until they finished if you were going to pull a gun.
Yeah, he didn't wait till they started. So, congratulations to Kari from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on your victory. You're not getting a round of applause. You are instead...
I say.
God damn it, Sean.
What? What's so funny?
You don't hear the quacking?
I can hear
I didn't
it.
hear it.
And I've got bad news for all of you. He's in Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Oh no.
He might come
Oh,
back
no.
next year. Austin, that
Oh,
means in our
God.
playthrough, when we get to Honolulu, we got to do it.
I hope that
Oh,
he...
no.
Hell
Ooh, the cuckening.
I will die if Majima also cucks him.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, with Majima, it would make sense. Just look at him.
Well, if it was Majima, I'd be like, fuck, I would do it. Between you and Majima, there was no chance for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so next up is Best Duo.
All right.
Who wants to present this one?
I can do it.
Okay, so give me just a moment.
Bert and Ernie, Patrick and SpongeBob, Tom and Jerry. These are iconic duos. So now we're going to talk about some duos that we think are the cream of the crop, the best of the best. we have the long-awaited team-up of Deadpool and Wolverine. We have the charming Aerith Gainsborough and the sultry Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy Rebirth. Next, we have two iconic characters finally meeting up, Ichiban Kasuga and Cosmo Kiryu in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Next, we have insane chemistry from the same person, Jim Carrey as Dr. Evil Robotnik and as Professor Gerald Robotnik in Sonic 3. Next, we have the...
There they are.
Baby girl.
They're best friends. They were roommates. Elphaba
Oh my God,
and
they were
Galinda
roommates.
in Wicked. And then we have my nominee, the darling and sweet Roz the Robot and Fink the Fox from Wild Robot.
I love them too.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want me to go first, or do we want to do it in order?
Let's do it in order.
Okie dokie.
Rudy and Austin, do you want to do Deadpool and Wolverine?
Okay, so the thing
I don't know if
is,
Austin's
I
nominated
have
one,
not
but go ahead.
seen this movie. However,
have.
here's my thing. I know this is already good because the thing is Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are friends. They met on the set of that really bad Wolverine movie, and they've been friends ever since, despite that, that movie performing very badly. And I could see the chemistry they had in interviews, the two of them just talking together. I know that they're fantastic in this movie. It's just, you have two of the most charismatic men to ever walk the earth. And they finally get to be, like, the thing is people have been wanting Hugh Jackman to return as Wolverine for ages. And the thing was that for a while, people didn't think he would because I'm not sure how old Hugh is, but he's saying, I'm getting up in years. I don't know much longer I can do this. So for him to come back to do Deadpool and Wolverine is already a massive thing. So I just know automatically their chemistry was golden. There's no way it wasn't.
Plus, like
I'm looking it up.
outside
Hugh Jackman is 56.
actors,
56.
the characters, people have been shipping these two for a bajillion years. Like,
Really?
Oh yeah, they got a history in Marvel
they have a
Comics.
lot.
Yeah, they
They have
do.
a long history. There's people who have enjoyed their rivalry, their chemistry, and
Their bromance.
legions of BL fangirls and boys and others who have drawn them fucking.
For the most part, it is one-sided, though.
And we know which
And
direction
I think
to.
that's what makes it better.
Buck. And I will back you up there, Rudy. I did see the film. Their chemistry was fantastic. They should have kissed.
I
though.
did too. It was great.
They should have kissed.
Yeah, they really should have.
Yeah.
My
Here's the
argument for
thing.
like half of these like bromance, like supposedly platonic relationships, they should have kissed.
No, see,
Yeah, the closest. Sorry.
Luffy is that person in the bush with binoculars watching these people being and kiss. But here's the thing. You know both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman would have been totally fine with kissing. They would have done it.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah, I think.
ahead.
Sorry. I think you said that when we watched it together. You said the closest we got was them just stabbing each other in that
Which was
car.
admittedly very sexy and phallic.
Yep.
But I'm sorry, I'm like just a shipper at heart. That's really like what I am.
When you said you were gonna stab me with your bone, this is not what I had in mind.
I mean, like,
But I'm
definitely one of those people who there's plenty of ships who I'm like, you know what? The fact that they want to murder each other is very hot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something about it. So I have a feeling I know who nominated Aerith and
Christina,
Tifa.
I can take credit
John,
for this one.
You want to go ahead?
Aerith and Tifa, in the original Final Fantasy VII, at least based on the not so great original translation, you really couldn't get a feel for how their relationship really was. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth fixed this. These two are the totally not straight gal pal group of, and they were like my highlight for the rebirth. Were like these two were like besties. Besties to end all besties.
Yay!
And my favorite moments were they were usually in on antics and trying to annoy the hell out of Cloud. Like they would try to coerce him at every.
Yes.
Like one of my favorite moments is they wanted to run a chocobo and they both had the idea and they both like gave Cloud the puppy dog eyes and begged him.
I love it.
Because they knew he would be resistant to it. My other favorite moment, they found a little baby chocobo chick who had Cloud's hair, and they both said they should name him Cloud Jr.
That's so cute.
Yes.
Oh, that's adorable.
Do you want to know what Cloud's literal response to that was?
What?
He said, and I quote,
What?
"Kill me."
Okay, so I just want to say, so again, this is another thing I'm slowly getting into, but there's this like I think it's from Community or something, but it's like, hey, hi, my name is this is my boyfriend, and this is my boyfriend's
Parks and
like
Rec.
boyfriend. This is like, hi, my name is Tifa. This is my girlfriend Eris, and this is Eris' boyfriend Cloud. He's also my boyfriend. Like that's how I just see the relationship.
But I just want to say that like I was never I didn't have a lot of consoles, like gaming consoles growing up, so I didn't play like a lot of games. But I was heavy in like the DeviantArt community and stuff, and so I was exposed to Final Fantasy a lot, and these two were like almost always in fandom portrayed as like catty enemies.
Oh yeah.
And it is so nice to see them as like palling it up.
That unfortunately, so that's back to my point about the bad translation. Like the way they were written in the original English language translation, like you couldn't tell if they liked each other or not. So that led people to interpret that they didn't like each other. So
it's so much better that they got rid of that, because it's like, why should they fight over Cloud when they could just share him?
Well,
I mean, also kind of like Cloud kind of comes off as Arrow Ace a little bit in the later translations. Like he doesn't seem interested.
Well, there
are times where it goes over Cloud's head.
Well, in the story, Cloud doesn't want to get close to anybody because of his trauma that he has with people that he's lost. So he intentionally makes himself flippant and distant from people because he doesn't want to be close to anybody and then suffer loss again.
That makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, I'm glad that Rebirth flipped the script on Tifa and Aerith being besties. Like they high five and hold hands. Come on, guys. It's so obvious.
Cute.
Let them kiss.
The internet already beat them to the hell. One of the most prolific adult sites was named after a spoiler in the story. Don't ask me how I know that.
Really?
Oh no.
If you ask me how I know that, I plead the fifth.
Which story?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which site?
Aerith dies.
Oh,
it's literally called that.
My brain is going over like Rule 34 sites in my head and going, does Pahil mean something important?
No, this is from like way back when we were kids. But anyway,
okay, yeah, all right.
that leads into my other point. It's like I'm also very appreciative of the fact that they showed their gal pal relationship because of what happens to Aerith later in the story.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we got it while we could, because now, don't think we're getting that again.
Ghost besties.
I can even hear Christine going, because we both have beaten the game. We know what happens. All right, Austin.
All right, so
Austin, you want to help me out with this one?
Oh, yeah.
Look at these pretty boys.
Ichiban Kasuga and Kashima Kiryu. They're the two protagonists.
What's going on with...
Huh?
What's going on with Kiryu's hair in this picture?
He has cancer.
Spoiler.
I still don't even go here, but also they should kiss.
No,
what did you say, John?
Austin wants all of Kazuma Kiryu's kisses. Kiryu has cancer.
Of course he does.
Rudy can have Ichiban.
Yay. Is his hair growing back? Is that a wig?
Well, number one, Kiryu was diagnosed with cancer before the events of the game. Number two, he is poorly disguising his identity because he faked his death. If you guys remember from our previous nomination, he faked his death, and so that everyone, even his own family, knows that he's dead. But he's secretly working for the Daidoji, which is a underground government black operations that does like the government's dirty work from behind the scenes. And that's basically his disguise. It's also that he's like pushing 60 and that he has cancer. So there's like 3 explanations for why his hair is like that. So the main theme of the story is basically, this is like the Sega's way of like, Cosmic Kiryu has been the protagonist of the series since its inception in 2005. And Ichiban, like, Kiryu's story is supposed to end in Yakuza 6 when he faked his death. But Ichiban was supposed to rise up as the new protagonist. And a lot of people have generally accepted him, but Sega can't seem to let Ichiban go at all. So this was their way of like, the overall theme in the story and the outward theme of that was Kiryu passing the torch to Ichiban. And these two had wonderful chemistry, and Cosmic Kiryu sees Ichiban as the future of the Yakuza, or in what way that can be when the Yakuza have basically been dissolved, and Kiryu represents its past. So it was nice that in-game, in the narrative, and also in like the social osmosis, these two were representing like the dichotomy of the past and the future of the franchise. Plus, they seem like generally good friends, and they're now. If you want some old man in the alley, ship these two.
Like Ichiban is a friendly dumbass who puts his trust into anyone who's just the least bit nice or seems to be a let's see, what's the word? Down on the luck.
Yeah, he's because he's hit rock bottom how many times? Like he went to prison for 20 years to serve his father figure, who, spoilers, actually is his father. He also was robbed of everything, including the clothes on his back in Hawaii by Totose, a scene I'm sure Rudy appreciated.
Yeah. Well, Kazuma... sorry.
No, go ahead.
Kazuma Kiryu has been hiding from all these years in the Yakuza. He rarely shows emotions, only to those he's very, very, very close with. And yet he's a father at heart. He raised Haruka when she was orphan. He runs a freaking orphanage. And he puts himself through all this because he's convinced it's best for his family, even though it means he has to be lonely and carry his baggage alone.
Yeah, like there's a reason he is the way he is, and like despite everything, he still tries to do right by the people in his life. And that's the thing that, like with Ichiban tries to do good, even with his lot in life. So I could see the two of them having like a really great relationship. I feel like Ichiban is a little similar to Majima because I feel like Ichiban is a little more chaotic than Kiryu is. Well,
Ichiban's like a man-child, and Majima is the way he is, like the whole crazy persona that Majima has. It's something he puts out. It's like a persona he puts on for other people because he wants to show that, because like we're getting off point here, but Majima, most of his life lived and died by obeying other people and not having any freedom. So when he met with somebody, Homari Nishitani, who showed him that freedom is just living any way you want. So the crazy antics, it's a mask that he puts on to show strength and not let anybody can manipulate him anymore. Meanwhile, Ichiban, he is who you get. He wears his heart on his sleeve, but Kiryu keeps his close to his chest.
Interesting.
And I think that's about all we can say about those two. Who wants to talk about Jim Carrey and Jim Carrey?
I guess...
I mean, I haven't seen this one yet. So...
I guess me, you, and Christine got it.
we can. So Jim Carrey...
Sure.
When Jim Carrey was announced as the live-action portrayal of Dr. Eggman way back in, I think, 2017, I was... Like everybody else, I thought, what? Why? Huh? There's no way that'll work. And then sure enough, he's the best part of the movie. Like, here's the thing.
He really is.
Dr. Eggman really doesn't have a character other than I hate that hedgehog and I'm nuts and I build robots. And Jim Carrey took that template and did whatever the fuck he wanted with it. Like,
I mean, I would argue he has more of a character than that if you look at like the many cartoons and animes
Right, but
that
like
have
the
existed.
template he was probably given was the one Sega gave him, which is like the games, which is just, I hate that hedgehog, I want to take over the world, I build robots. They gave him that template, but they're like, well, somebody like that, who's a megalomaniacal genius, he's extremely full of himself and his intellect. Like, what if Elon Musk actually was smart? Like, sniffs his own farts, loves the scent, and actually can back it up. And then you introduce... sorry.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Then you introduce his grandfather, who had more of a character than him in the games, where, like, he did everything he did for his granddaughter, Maria, who had a terminal illness. So he studied the Shadow, the ultimate life form, and to find a way to find a cure for, Austin, what was it, space AIDS?
NIDS.
Yeah, and
Space
they
AIDS.
changed that a little bit because in the Sonic games, Maria is murdered after a lab accident when Gunn raids the space colony Ark, and Eggman is Gerald Robotnik, I'm sorry, his grandfather's name, was framed for it, and he was put to death after broadcasting to the world his ultimate plans. In the Sonic movies, he's alive, and he's been keeping himself alive with one of Shadow's quills by licking it, because that's what Robotnik does with Sonic's quill. And these two, just imagine two full of themselves people just playing off of each other, which is hard to imagine because it's both the same guy. And somehow, only Jim Carrey was able to make that work. These two are delightfully despicable and horrible in their own ways.
Yes.
And that made it probably like one of the highlights of the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie, only outclassed by the other villain in the movie, in my eyes.
So the thing I feel like a lot of people don't know, who are, like the young whippersnappers don't know, is that Jim Carrey's like always been a very physical comedian.
I was
like,
just about to add that, like,
his big thing is how it's not just the fact that he's funny, it's how he uses his body as part of his comedy. Like, one of the reasons I think that live action Grinch movie is looked at so fondly is because of Jim Carrey.
He was the highlight.
I mean,
yeah. And like, I have watched some dog shit movies he's been in, but he is the best part of the movie because he throws himself into these roles. And again, it's the physicality of what he's doing. And not to mention, like, he looked at the role of Dr. Robotnik and is like, I'm going to go balls to the wall. And it works. Because as like John said, Dr. Robotnik doesn't have much of a personality except Dr. Hate Hedgehog.
Yep.
That's kind of it. But making him, just brilliant, but absolutely insane and weird and twisted works really well, and it makes sense. And I just like, I remember when people said, "Oh, Jim Carrey's going to be Dr. Robotnik," and I actually was like, that could actually work. And this is what got him out of like acting retirement.
Yeah. My familiarity with Sonic is way more with the cartoons and animes. And while Sega did have a hand in some of those, and honestly, the character carries. He's very similar to the way that he is in Boom and the way that he is in Sonic X. And he somehow, man, like, the thing that's awesome about Jim Carrey just as an actor, and like speaking about how Rudy mentioned like the physicality and stuff, it's that he's so cartoonish while somehow being like a real human person. The way that he moves is cartoonish, and it's awesome, like in action. And I'm fascinated that he can still do that at his age and not pull some shit. Like, he does such a nice job in the first two movies that I expect that carries over to the third.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since he's pulling double duty, playing two different people.
Which is really, really cool. And it takes a lot of work to be able to do that. Because, you don't have someone else for a lot of those scenes, just maybe a stand-in. So, like, He's parent trapping it out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure he even had a stand-in. The only people that had stand-ins were the Sonic characters, where they used puppets in the third movie. I think Jim Carrey just acted alone.
Well, for certain scenes, they have to have, like, for physical scenes, like if he's grabbing someone, they have to have it so that they can match the
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
blocking.
I'm sure in the dance number there was another person there with him.
I meant like a physical stand-in. He's basically there. The other person's basically there to be a doll, and then so that he makes sure he gets his positioning right, and then but all the magic comes down to his actual performance and a very good editor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then we have 2 more nominees for Best Duo. I'm guessing a lot of people want to pick this, but I'm sure Rudy will want this one the most.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Girl 1 and 2.
Yes, I'm the Oz fan. God damn it!
I mean, I've seen Wicked live like 6 times, but
Wizard. Okay, Luffy. Since I love you, we can both
it's fine.
do it.
You can start. I will add flavor.
Okay, Christine and Luffy can add flavor. They gay.
Yeah.
There's no way. Okay, now see, for those of you who are not aware, that Wicked is based off a musical that was based off a book. Now they changed a lot of things completely, but the guy who wrote the book, Gregory Maguire, said that he did sort of headcanon as them having like a situationship in college.
Yeah.
When Elphaba tells Glinda, it's like, hey, I'm not gonna like go get a job or have a normal life. I gotta go do something else. Glinda begs her not to. Well, as to say goodbye, Elphaba gives Glinda a kiss. But also just Ariana and Cynthia have such baller chemistry. Like,
oh my god,
there have been people who have been like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of Ariana and Cynthia." It's shut up. These two are my Roman Empire. Okay, just
my god,
guys, you have to.
These two
Go
are
ahead,
great.
Christine. Go ahead.
I'm not even just saying about the characters. I'm just saying about them in general.
Yeah, because I want people to understand that the thing about Wicked is the core aspect that made it work is a relationship between Glinda and Elphaba. So some people are like, "Oh, I don't like prequel stories about famous characters," and I kind of understand that, but I think the idea of being like the Wicked Witch and Glinda the Good knew each other, I think makes a lot of sense. So I'm someone who's also read the other Wizard of Oz books. There's like about 20 of them.
Yeah, I heard.
It's proven that Glinda is like the magician. Okay, the Wizard of Oz comes back to Oz, and since she's like, you know what? Since you were apologetic and you actually are a genuine dude, I'm going to teach you actual magic. She teaches the Wizard of Oz to be an actual wizard. Like, people don't mess with Glinda because she has the magic chops to back it up. So the idea that one of the most powerful witches in all of Oz knew the Wicked Witch, one of the most feared villains in Oz, is an interesting concept. And again, like, I think the thing is that I feel like a lot of people misunderstand Glinda and be like, "Oh, she's terrible," but it's like she's been given everything her entire life. She doesn't.
Woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Before like her arc.
And the thing is when she finally realizes that Elphaba is not this, frigid bitch of a character. When she realizes what she does at the Oz Does Ballroom.
Oh my god.
She's like,
that scene. Oh my god.
Well, no, and then she like realizes what she's done.
I literally was like, oh my god, is Elphaba crying?
Yes.
Like,
because the thing is
expanding on the whole idea that like all prequels suck. Or anything like that. The thing that makes Wicked different to me, other than the fact that like the book was written in like the 90s, like it wasn't written to be some sort of cash grab like Mufasa or whatever. It was basically this dude's fanfic, and he actually
with
like
politics and racism.
Yeah, and that's actually like his bread and butter. He, he hasn't just written The Wicked Years. He also wrote, like Mirror Mirror, which plays with Snow White, and Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, which is his one that actually doesn't have any magic in it, but that's kind of like the fascinating thing of it. Like he thinks very seriously about like politics and interpersonal relationships and things like that, and it probably doesn't surprise anybody that he is like a gay dude, and was like reflecting and talking about like his own oppression. Like, I thought it was always fun and fascinating in the book that like Elphaba's parents were polyamorous. Like, there's a lot of like interesting shit in his world, and the musical is also fun.
He does like the musical. He's fine if it doesn't completely follow the book, because he understands a musical is completely different from a book that's like 300 pages. They have to condense it. But also the thing is that I think like what I sort of like is that you see these very two different women that they can come to an understanding and become friends. And because the thing is like the thing about Wicked, the purpose is to show people are not just bad and they're not just good. They're a mix, Both Elphaba and Glinda are very flawed characters. And in the end, it feels like Elphaba becomes Glinda's really only true friend. Like those other two friends she has, they are so superficial and catty and mean, and then like after she becomes friends with Elphaba, we don't see those two again. It seems like after that she, the reason is just because Elpha is someone who is trying to ground her, and Glinda's trying to get Elphaba to come out of her skin. But again, like I said, it's just, I like talking about chemistry between actors, because the thing about chemistry, you can't really fake it. You either got it or you don't. And the thing is, if they had not gotten two actresses that had fantastic chemistry, Wicked would have bombed, because the whole focus is their relationship. But also, they gay.
Yeah.
And oh my god. And oh my god.
Well, Cynthia Erivo is gay, isn't she?
Yes.
Like Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. That's the part of the reason that the original like stage musical, was such a hit, is because they had such fucking great stage chemistry, and
they're still besties to this day too.
Yeah, like, and you can see that with these two. Like when I heard that they decided to just do this scene, actually do Popular. Just there, like not like recorded and lip synced and stuff like usually is, just live, and they fucking like knocked it out of the park. Like, yeah, you can't fake chemistry like this.
Mm-mm.
You can try, you can get close, but not.
Cynthia is just such a great person. Like, I've seen so many like interviews on like CBS Sunday Morning or whatever it is. She is, I don't know. She's just special.
That bitch. She's that bitch.
Huh?
She's that bitch. Like, she's just.
She's that bitch.
She's so hot.
She is.
And the only
so pretty.
She's just amazing.
That I had about this, like this styling and everything in this movie, was that I hate that Glinda's eyebrows are so pale, because it looks like she doesn't have any.
Okay, now that you pointed that out, I can't unsee it.
It was the only thing that upset me about like the whole thing. But otherwise, I just thought they did. Like a lot of people were like ragging on Ariana and stuff, and I'm not like her biggest fan or anything, but I respect her, especially for saying that she didn't want to make the songs more poppy, that she doesn't want to be Ariana as Glinda. She wants to be Glinda. And like, good for her. Good for her. Good for both of them.
I just love the songs in this movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's for another time.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Act 2 for good. It's gonna.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm so excited.
Please.
I'm so excited.
They'll probably do this category again next year.
John, we got to move on, or we're just going to turn this into the Wicked Power Hour.
I was worried you were going to anyway.
Power Hour.
Move on to your other nominee, Rudy.
Yay! Okay, so because I am that nerdy, I decided to read the Wild Robot book before the movie came out, and I do like the book.
Unfortunately, I did the opposite.
So the thing is the relationship between Fink and Roz is not really in the book. But see, the thing is I like that they added it in the movie. Because see, the thing is Roz was on a cargo ship and the ship crashed. She wakes up. She boots up. She has no idea where she is. There's no people. She's trying to figure out what the hell she's supposed to do. And then she comes across a baby duckling. And then she also comes across Fink. Fink tries to eat the baby duckling. She rescues it, but doesn't kill Fink. Fink kind of starts out a little bit as a shyster, because he's a fox, of course.
Or a literal sly fox.
Yep, a literal sly fox. And the thing is Roz, since she's a robot, at the beginning she takes things literally, and she kind of trusts him because she's like, hey, I need to figure out what he eats. And when she does that, he's like, hey, we're gonna just, they like this, this, and this, and the whole time it's Fink just eating. But the thing is that Fink is honest because the duckling she finds, he's really tiny, like a lot smaller than a duckling's supposed to be, and he's like, his chances aren't good. He's a runt. But Fink he's not so much the voice of reason as more as the voice of nature. Because again, Roz is a robot. She's very logical. And Roz ends up being sort of the heart. Because there's a scene in which there's a really, really bad winter. Winter is harsh this year. And Roz has built a shelter. She built a home for her and Brightbill, her duck son. And Roz is like, I'm worried about the other animals. Fink helps her find them. There was one animal, I can't remember which one it is. It's like, is this all of them? And she's like, there's one more. It's the bear. Yeah, it's the bear. And at first, Fink is like, oh, that's everybody. And she's like, Fink, okay, fine, there's one more. It's the big old bear, And Fink is kind of, since he's a fox, he's sort of out on his own. Roz is the first creature to sort of treat him like a living, breathing being. He's not a fox you can't trust. Fink becomes part of her family, and it's just also I'm a sucker for robot becomes more human, or in this case, becomes more wild. And I also think that both Pedro Pascal and Lupita Nyong'o give these characters a lot of nuance. Sometimes when celebrities are voice actors, they're not able to do that. But both of them manage to give these characters a lot of life. And they're just so fun to watch, and it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal has got to stop getting cast as angry dads that adopt small children. This is the third fucking time.
Does he have to be? I feel like perhaps that's his niche, and I'm not necessarily against that.
He kind of is a reluctant dad in this because again, at the beginning, he tries to eat Brightbill and Roz rescues Brightbill. I think Fink got prickers or something in his face, and at first he thought Roz was going to kill him, but she just pulled it out of his face and then was like, okay, I move on. Again, it was one of the first people to be like, I don't hate you because you're a fox. You're trying to eat my son, but she doesn't hold it against him.
That's cute.
Din Djarin and Joel are also reluctant fathers. So Pedro Pascal, don't fall into a typecast trap.
Yeah, so you guys probably know I am going to vote for them, of course.
Well, then that means it's time to get to voting. Rudy, since you already voted, you go first.
Okay. So like I said, Fink and Roz. I'm going to say Aerith and Tifa because I do appreciate that they said, you know what? We're not going to make these two women catty bitches. They're going to have a friendship because girl power.
Yeah,
Gals just being pals.
It was a mistaken translation anyway.
Gals.
So even though I haven't seen it, I know this is another thing. Oh, you know what? Actually, this one's hard. Shit. So I'm going to go with the Robotniks. The idea that Jim Carrey is that charismatic that he can have chemistry with himself. This man's too powerful. And then of course,
that's too powerful. He
Glinda and Elphaba. Because they gay.
They gay.
There's no way about they gay. That's my new catchphrase.
But I just think back to that one Meow song. It's like, my God, these bitches are gay. Good for them. Good for them.
Okay.
All right, who wants to vote next?
I'll go.
Can I go?
Sorry, you go.
Oh, no, you can go, Austin. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So I'll be voting for Glinda and Alfalfa.
Alphaba.
Sorry. So I'm just
Alfalfa from the Little Rascals.
We love you,
sorry. I'm
Jan.
just tired and hungry. Then the Robotniks, Ichiban and Kiryu,
I'm not
Duh, your
surprised.
husbando.
and finally Deadpool and Wolverine.
The husbando bondo.
Also not surprised.
Okay. How about I go next?
Go ahead,
Linda and
John.
Alphaba,
Or not.
this movie hinged entirely on whether their chemistry is going to work, and it shines. Jim Carrey, because he made chemistry with himself.
That sounds like a very interesting way to say masturbation. Doesn't it? And I make chemistry with myself.
Luffy.
My
Wow.
dad would have thought that was funny. I miss you, Dad.
Aerith and Tifa, because
We love you,
Tifa,
Luffy.
because it's a course correction on history.
Cow pals.
They gay.
Ichiban and Kiryu.
All right.
Can I please go?
Who's next?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead, Christine.
These two, obviously, Roz and Fink, because I really love that movie as well.
Oh, such a good movie.
Aerith and Tifa.
Mhm.
And probably the Robotniks. That was that.
All right, it's tied now between Jim Carrey, Cynthia Erivo, and Ariana Grande.
Ariana.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Movie's a potential tiebreaker now.
I am. Okay. So I got it. Okay, Deadpool and Wolverine. The stabbing scene got me. Glinda and Alphaba, because they gay. Then Aerith and Tifa, because I am also glad on that course correction of history. Good for them. And honestly, the Robotniks, yeah. I'm sorry. I did watch the one dance scene that was included in the things, and that was beautiful. And yeah, I can't vote against that.
Do I need to make another scenario?
We do.
Yeah, I think you have to.
All right. So, you have become a judge on Dancing with the Stars.
Aw.
It is down to the last two contestants. The last two duos. So we have the grandson and grandfather team of the Robotniks, and then we have Glinda and Alphaba. And the thing is like the theme of the dance, like the theme of the dance is ballroom dancing. Out of these two duos, who do you think would have the best ballroom routine?
You think you made this
Glinda.
easy, but you didn't.
Okay. Sorry.
No,
The song they... Huh?
I
You got
like
something, Luffy?
this because they both have have good it is still hard, but they both have good dance routines within their own films. So I don't know.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna add something. The song they have to dance to is Time After Time.
Still.
Okay, Glinda and
Oh
Alphaba.
God.
Okay, Glinda and Alphaba, you said, Luffy? Why? Because of the unrequited pining?
Yeah, I feel because I'm not sure I would want to watch a grandfather and grandson dance to
No, but that would be funny though.
That would be very funny. But honestly, I just got to go with they gay.
Hooray.
Hi, Beast. What did you make
Yeah,
up?
Rudy won me over. I'm going with Glinda and Alfalfa.
Alphaba!
Fuck. I'm really hungry, okay?
Okay. You gotta eat after this. So, Christine and John, what do you guys think?
Wait, in regards to your
but
scenario,
which of the two would you pick? Because this is a
Ooh.
tiebreaker.
it's really freaking hard. Holy crap!
It is hard.
I think it would be funny to see the Robotniks dancing to that, but like I mean, they already had their dumb dance number like in the movie, so it's like we've already seen what that would have looked like. But I'd pick these two.
Well, y'all are going to hate me because I want to give the edge to Jim Carrey only because Glinda and Elphaba are probably going to be back next year. Jim Carrey and Robotnik won't be. So we're still tied.
They're not? They're not making another Sonic?
All right.
Rudy's a tiebreaker.
Well, no, there's going to be another Sonic, but Jim Carrey won't be dancing with himself.
Oh, you be okay, yeah. All
Okay,
right.
wait, I got it. Okay.
Hold it!
So he's not on this show, but imagine that Simon Cowell was one of the judges. Who do you think he would pick?
Glinda and Elphaba.
Glinda and Elphaba.
Yeah.
Yep.
He would just be all like, if I wanted to see incest, I would go to Alabama. Or something like he just, I don't know, he'd have something shitty to say.
If I wanted to see two old men fuck each other, I would go to lemonparty.com.
Oh, dear
God.
Lord.
Well, here's the thing. I think also the reason is while I think the Robotniks would try to make it a classy ballroom routine, I just don't think
would
they'd
be too
able
sexually
to actually
charged.
do it. Exactly. So that's why I think he would also choose Elphaba and Glinda. Man, that one was tough. That was tight. But Elphaba,
Congratulations to Glinda and Elphaba. I look forward to seeing you win again next year.
Yay!
Gang Witches,
And then never again after that.